Okay, good evening once again, everyone. Welcome to the LSU versus Ole Miss college baseball live play-by-play coverage here on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. We are live tonight. Once again, thanks for joining us. You will have the game audio via SEC Network. That's will be on in the broadcast, so you'll be able to hear every play-by-play call of LSU and Ole Miss. Also, the game cast is right on your screen. You'll see everything that's going on. As well. So we are live. So we will also, if you want to come in video chat, if you're watching the LSU Ole Miss game from wherever you may be, you can also come in and join us as well via video chats. So that's right. I'd say that would be your option right there. Key options. So we have the screens up. So everything, all the video, all the feeds are up. Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So we'll have the feed. Let's go ahead and switch to the feed.
Tonight, Doug Nikhazy coming off arguably the best pitching performance of his career. Last week against Mississippi State in front of 13,500 people in Starkville. Complete game, one hitter, only allowed 3 base runners. He was outstanding.
He was unbelievable, and
okay,
Ole Miss
Doug,
fans, it's a Mount Rushmore type performance. That's why you're going to see big game Doug there.
4-1 record, ERA 186.
Had to come in to play the role of stopper and keep Ole Miss in these series down the stretch. He's going to have to be big again today. He'll have to do that by working ahead. You'll see a 3-pitch mix. He's got a fastball around 90. Very, very good breaking ball, and he can change up as well.
4-1 overall, sub-2 ERA in SEC play. Doug Nikhazy is 0.7 earned run average. This LSU team loves to hit the long ball. They have
your lineup is Trey Morgan, Dylan
55 home
Jordan
runs.
Thompson,
Trey Morgan second on the team and leading the Tigers in SEC play leads things
Kay
off.
Doty,
Followed by Dylan Cruz and Gavin Dugas, a couple of freshmen who are both in double digits in home runs. You see there in the 8-hole, Drew Bianco starting at second base, getting the start for the second consecutive game. So it's time for baseball as Ole Miss sends Kevin Graham to left, TJ McCants to right, and John Rice Plumlee to right with McCants in center. Bench, Gonzalez, Chatinier, and Cale Baker third to first on the infield with Hayden Dunhurst catching. And again, Doug Nikhazy on the mound. Left-handed pitcher facing the left-handed hitter. Trey Morgan to start things off, and he stays upstairs for ball one. Underway. Temperatures right around 70 degrees as we get things started. Trey Morgan, the freshman from New Orleans. Numbers really good this year.
Pitch coming up here. 1-0 for Trey Morgan. Here's the pitch. That's going to be
takes high for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Doug Nikhazy, a 4-pitch mix. He throws the fastball in the upper 80s, low 90s.
Trey Morgan hitting 341 on the season.
Curveball, slider, and a changeup that has gotten better and better.
Pitch coming up here, 2-0. That's going to make
runs inside for ball 3. So 3 straight balls to start the game for Doug Nikhazy.
Doug Nikhazy, the pitcher for the Ole Miss Rebels.
I'm not sure Doug Nikhazy found himself in many, if any, 3-0 counts in his last start against Mississippi State.
Pitch
he was
working
ahead pretty much the entire night. Good job by Trey Morgan here to start this
That's
one.
That's going to be in there for
fastball strike at 88 miles an hour. Count goes 3-1. Nikhazy making his 8th start of the year. Had the 1 complete game last week. That was also his only shutout of the season. 38 2/3 innings, 59 strikeouts, 16 walks, and opponents hitting just 143 off of Nikhazy.
Swing
and a miss on a fastball down and in, and the count goes full.
Straight 2.
To the leadoff hitter for LSU, Trey Morgan.
So 3-2.
LSU is a team hitting 270 for the year, but it's been tough offensively in SEC play. Just a 238 team batting average for the Tigers.
It's going to be fouled off.
Long first at bat for Trey Morgan as he will see his 7th pitch of the at bat when Nikhazy toes the rubber again.
So Nikhazy is the pitcher tonight. So
Miss LSU won 2 games last night in the SEC. You also had Arkansas getting game 1 against South Carolina. They're playing a doubleheader today in Columbia.
Ball
Which misses
4.
low, and it's a leadoff walk
so,
to Trey Morgan. So a good at bat for the LSU first baseman, the freshman Morgan.
So Morgan's on at
That was
first.
Tremendous at bat for LSU to start.
Okay,
this
he has a
one.
90%.
For Nikhazy in this Ole Miss team. Ole Miss has
stolen
struggled
base
mightily out of
percentage.
the
He only
bullpen
was
of late.
caught one time.
We really need Nikhazy to work deep
stole
into
9
these
bases,
games.
so it's a pretty good.
It's a good start if you're
for Trey.
this
Trey
LSU
Morgan.
lineup. That's always dangerous with the long ball.
Dylan Cruz comes
Now
up
Dylan
here,
Cruz.
hitting 353. Here's the pitch.
Cruz
That's
takes
low in the dirt.
breaking ball low for ball 1. Cruz, the freshman from Longwood, Florida. It's been an outstanding first campaign. The LSU right fielder, including a home run last night.
So
he blasted this one down the left field line. It took him foul.
That's going to be a foul towards the left
all
field.
over that pitch, but a long strike for Dylan Cruz.
So it's going to be
So Nikhazy
1-1.
with that changeup in the 0-0 count, comes back with the fastball. Right, Cruz almost did exactly what he did last night. He took a fastball about belt high from Broadway, put it into the seats out in left field. He has a tremendous swing, and what a start to this LSU lineup. These
1-1
freshmen
pitch for
have been
Dylan
very
Cruz.
impressive.
And Cruz hammers it to left field.
Left field base hit. So runners
So
at
first and second with nobody out for LSU.
And,
Leadoff
no
walk
one
to
out.
Trey Morgan and a follow-up base hit by Dylan
Thompson
Cruz.
coming up here in this inning.
See this curveball just up in the zone, belt high, right over the plate. Cruz does a great job just driving that ball in the left field, and he's seeing it extremely well.
Now Jordan Thompson, the shortstop, comes to the plate for LSU. First and second, nobody out. Top of the first inning. LSU got 2 runs in the top of the first last night, aided by 3 first-inning errors from the Rebels. Tigers trying to strike first in game 2 of the series and set the tone early.
Again, Ole Miss and LSU tonight
against
here.
Doug Nikhazy, who has been
YouTube and Twitter.
very, very stingy on the mound in SEC play.
Here's the pitch from Casey, and he chose bunt.
Thompson tried to bunt at it. Left the bat out there, and it's called first strike.
So it is a strike. So 0-1 is your count.
Freshman from Chula Vista, California. Got a couple of freshman California shortstops in the game tonight.
Game 1, he went 2 for 4.
Thompson
He had
for
2 singles in the
LSU,
game.
Jacob Gonzalez.
That was last night's
both
game.
having outstanding freshman seasons.
They almost just put a bunt defense on here in the first inning. I think that bunt attempt might have caught Ole Miss off guard there. And saw Hayden Dunhurst get out there and see if they run a wheel play here.
Thompson takes a curveball for a strike. Snap throw to second, not in time to get Trey Morgan.
So he's safe. So Morgan
No
is
balls
safe.
and 2 strikes to count to Jordan Thompson.
See, that was a good gift.
Yeah,
He just got back real quick. That was
Morgan
coming
was
to
out
him.
there, but Thompson had really
coming
swung
from
through
on
the
that
bunt
pitch.
and was sitting out in front of the plate. And thought Dunhurst might take a shot at second, but second time around he sure did. And that's a good start there for Nikhazy to bounce back now. No 2 count on Thompson.
So he's 0-2.
I'm calling before the pitch. You see the numbers for Thompson with runners in scoring position, hitting over 400 this season. Big crowd tonight at Swayze Field. It continues to grow. It's wrapping up the work week, headed to the ballpark. Hoping the rain will hold off until later in the evening. Looks like from a forecast standpoint, it is going to do that.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, so LSU
The
get
0-2.
this game in.
Fouled off.
Foul
Curveball from Doug Nikhazy.
Towards the first base side. So
That was a mistake. 0-2 curveball there by Nikhazy.
0-2 is your count.
Punish him leaving that
On,
curveball up. It's
Thompson.
something to keep an eye on for Nikhazy. See, he's really, you can tell he's still trying to settle in here to this game. See if they go back to that curveball or change up outside.
Runners go. The throw to third is in time. Trey Morgan caught stealing. First out of the inning on a pitch that was called a ball.
So he has 9
Big first down of the inning.
Bases, but now that's all.
Erases a couple of base runners. And kind of interesting, the decision-making early from Paul Mainieri was going to bunt to try and move the guys over and give up an out. Then he goes with the double steal, and Dunhurst puts it on the bunny.
That was a good
just
throw
a big
right
league
there.
throw there by Dunhurst. And for him, he got a good pitch to handle the fastball away. Just make a strike.
The Ole Miss catcher.
Aggressive base running there.
It's going to be fouled
again there on that fastball at 91.
Fouled off.
McCasey's struggling a little bit.
So once
pitch
again,
count's always going to be in the back of each of these teams' minds. It was very aggressive, I would say.
So
3 straight starts in which Doug Nikhazy has gone 100 pitches or more. He threw 100 against Florida and a 2-1 win for Ole Miss. Or excuse me, an 8-2 win for Ole Miss. 105 against Arkansas and a 13-6 win.
Pitch coming up.
Check swing. And that is a called strike 3 by the first base umpire, Hank Himonen, on the appeal from Jeffrey Macias, the home plate umpire, for the second out of the inning.
So 2 outs in the inning for Ole Miss.
Nothing up about that curveball.
Dugas comes up.
Absolutely filthy. You see this ball.
So that was definitely. He did look like he did put his bat out.
A big pitch there by Nikhazy. Now he's just 1 hit away from getting out of an early jam.
Unfortunately, he did put his bat out.
Followed by a single. Trey Morgan and then Dylan Cruz. Trey Morgan caught stealing at third, and then a strikeout of Jordan Thompson. So 2 down in the inning.
That's going to be in the dirt.
Breaking ball in the dirt to Gavin Dugas.
So breaking ball. So ball goes into the dirt. 1-0.
Dugas, the junior from Houma, Louisiana.
So Dugas hitting 283 on the season.
So the 10 home runs, he has really heated up in league play. 7 of the 10 home runs this season for Dugas have come against SEC opponents. Cruz in scoring position out at second.
That's going to be in there for us.
There's a strike to Gavin Dugas.
But even the count 1-1.
Dugas in SEC play, not really hitting for average. He's only got a 226 average in league play, but he certainly is hit for power. Of his 14 hits, he's got 7 home runs, 2 doubles, and a triple. So 10 of the 14 hits in SEC play are extra base hits for Dugas. He takes strike 2 there.
So strike 2.
Back-to-back good pitches there by Nikhazy. The 1-0 curveball. Dugas there looking, and then the fastball on the outside part of the plate. See Nikhazy there talking to himself. Ultra competitive guy out on the mound there for Ole Miss.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down in the inning with Dylan Cruz out at second base.
That ball in the dirt.
Breaking ball in the dirt. Dugas is able to hold up. The count evens at 2-2.
So still even at 2-2.
Told you a doubleheader today in Columbia, Missouri. South Carolina, after losing game 1 last night, beat Arkansas, last night, beat them 6-2 earlier today. And because of the impending weather, they are playing game 3 right now in Columbia.
Pitch coming up.
2-2.
That's going to be in
and
the
dirt again.
Now the count
is full to Gavin Dugas.
Still 3-2. It's a 3-2 count now.
Some double up there on the 2-strike curveball down.
2 outs
really good eye there by Dugas. We saw Thompson chase pretty much the same pitch in that previous at bat.
Second and 2 outs.
2 outs, top of the first. Leadoff walk, followed by a single, a caught stealing, a strikeout, and now Gavin Dugas looking for a 2-out base hit to get LSU on the board. Full count pitch. And he pulls it foul down the third baseline.
Down the third base side. Makes it still 3-2.
Out in front of the off-speed pitch that time. A little bit different feel in the ballpark tonight than there was last night. Good crowd, but not just the overflowing packed house that we're seeing on this Friday night.
Pitch.
Swing and a miss. Chased a fastball up and out of the zone. Back-to-back strikeouts for Doug Nikhazy.
Okay, once again, bottom of the we'll go to the bottom of the first. LSU and Ole Miss is scoreless here on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So the inning for LSU. Let's give you those plays. Okay, the inning, no runs, no hits, no runs, 1 hit, 1 man left on base, so 1 man left on base. That was in the top of the first. So that's once again, your score is 1-0. LSU on top. We will return in just a few moments. Game audio only. We cannot show video due to the copyrights of ESPN. We don't want to get copyrighted by ESPN or anybody. So we want to, like I said, we want to be safe. So we will have game audio. So we will put it in the text. I'm going to go ahead and put that in. So we'll return in a few minutes. AJ Labor is coming to the mound. So let's put it back on.
6'3", 223, big guy on the mound for the LSU Tigers. Lavis 2-0.
So AJ Labor is coming in.
3.35
So 3.35 ERA, 51 innings of work.
From AJ Labor.
First and foremost, you're going to see great command. You see that 5-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. Those are big numbers there out of your starting pitcher. For him, he's an inning eater. In 8 of his 9 starts, he's got at least 5 for his LSU club. And I think what's important for Labus is to work down in the zone. Just like last night, we saw a lot of run and movement from the fastballs from Marceau. And Fontenot, his fastball's got a lot of run and a lot of sink to it. And those sinker ballers got to make sure those balls are down because Ole Miss is looking for it up.
Thing to watch for with Labus on the mound. He's given up 6 home runs in 51 innings this year. Ole Miss hit
the regular
3 home
LSU
runs in the game
guys. You heard
last night. Here's the order that the Rebels will send down against Labus to start things off in the bottom of the first inning. Jacob Gonzalez, followed by Peyton Chatinier and Kevin Graham to begin things for the Rebels. Gonzalez, Chatinier, Graham, followed by Hayden Dunhurst, Justin Bench, and Hayden Leatherwood. Leatherwood tonight, the DH for Ole Miss. Left-handed bat against the right-handed pitcher.
It's going to be fouled
Jacob
off.
Gonzalez, as he is wont to do, goes after the very first pitch that he sees. Fouls it off for strike 1.
0-1. 0-1 is your count on the foul off.
You saw the sinking action there on that fastball. Just a really difficult pitch to hit when it's down in the zone.
Gonzalez quickly behind in the count.
So
0-2 and 2 strikes. Jacob Gonzalez, the freshman from Glenora, California.
So it's, he's hitting Gonzalez.
He is hitting .318 for the year, .273 in SEC play.
And that pitch will be in the dirt.
He's off ball 1.
So that's going to be ball 1.
And what makes Labus really difficult? He's got that fastball with the sinking action, but then that changeup comes back at about 82, and it looks exactly the same out of his hand. You saw 3 in a row there to Gonzalez.
Rolls it over to the right side, fielded by Drew Bianco, over to Morgan for the first out of the inning.
First out of the inning, so
that was just really well executed pitching again. Fastball to start off the at-bat. Gonzalez fouled it off, and then 3 consecutive changeups down and away, and Gonzalez was way out in front there.
Dugas, DiGiacomo, and Cruz in the outfield tonight for LSU, with Doty at third, Thompson at short, Bianco at second, Trey Morgan at first, and Peyton Chatinier goes after the first pitch.
Comes up.
Milazzo doing the catching tonight for LSU, and Tigers are a little thin behind the dish. Alex Milazzo gets the start. Travinsky, who is one of their backup catchers, has an arm issue. Wyeth, another backup catcher who came into the game defensively last night, took a foul ball off the left wrist. And they don't think that he can go. And so the emergency catcher, maybe the backup catcher in this game would likely be Braden Doty, who is the brother of Cade Doty. Got all that?
I mean, at some point, you're going to have to put somebody else back there. So you got to have an emergency guy. This is, you said.
I mean, LSU, like I said, they got some injuries. That's one thing about it.
Looking in the dugouts like, hey, which one of you guys caught in high school?
This is going to be a very
get down to the pen.
Brutal series with Ole Miss. So
maybe the easiest way to say, Mr. Palazzo, please stay in this game.
So that's something right
Ball
there.
All 2 strikes to Peyton Chatinier. Fouled this one on the first base side. Morgan gives it a trick chase.
So that's towards the first base line.
And then back onto the field.
So that's going to bring up see what the count is.
1 out, bottom of the first inning. LSU got the first 2 men aboard in the top of the first, the walk and a single. Caught stealing and then back-to-back strikeouts, though, ended the threat for the Tigers in the top of the first, and now Ole Miss after a leadoff ground out.
Pitch.
Trying to get Chatinier aboard. It's a pitch inside.
Yep.
Jeffrey Macias, the home plate umpire, going with a look you don't see all that often anymore. I mean, that's like, say, for the American League Championship Series, the NLCS World Series, where you get the home plate umpire in the sport coat.
Look good, feel good, call good, Works for umpires too. Nice pitch there by Lavis.
That's a strikeout first.
Strikeout of Chatinier, second out of the inning.
First strikeout for Labors.
So far,
break to that ball.
Yeah, I was going to say we've seen a lot of fastballs and change-ups there, and you just saw really nasty action there from that one. So far, he looks pretty locked in.
Davis, low 90s with the fastball, throws that hard slider.
In there for strike.
Pitch
so that's
gets the corner for strike 1. Kevin Graham hit his 7th home run of the season last night.
He fouled off, so it's going to make it strike 2.
7 to come in SEC play. The Rebel left fielder. And LSU will put the shift on with an 0-2 count. They'll bring the third baseman, Doty, to the right side of the second base bag.
Pitch. Popped
up on the infield. That's right where Doty just moved. He's called off by the shortstop, Thompson.
And that ends the inning.
And Ole Miss goes 1, 2, 3.
Okay, that ends the inning for the Ole Miss Rebels. Let's give you the plays. Okay, the inning for the Ole Miss Rebels, bottom of the first. No runs, no hits, no errors, no men left on base. So your score is after 1 scoreless, LSU and the Ole Miss Rebels. So we gave you the once again, your score is no score. Here on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. We are live tonight. So thanks for joining us for tonight's game. So also tomorrow night, we'll be back on the air tomorrow night for Pelicans. They will play tomorrow night as well. So we will have a Saturday night Pelicans game. So we will be here tomorrow night as well. So also next Thursday, all the way through the weekend, we will have NFL draft coverage. We will be here for that as well. So once again, please, if you like I said, if you want to follow us on the YouTube channels. Also, if you're on Facebook, same thing. Follow us at facebook.com/Kerry.Wiemeyer.75. Same thing with Twitter. If you're on Twitter, follow me at Talk Kerry. That's TalkKery. So we will be here throughout the season. So we're waiting for the ESPN Plus feed to return. So they've returned. We're back on live.
Inning had to labor a little bit in the first, through 21 pitches in the first inning.
Okay, Doty comes up here in the top of the second.
Go unscathed after
no score.
Caught stealing. LSU went with a double steal with first and second and nobody out. Trey Morgan was thrown out at third. Jordan Thompson and Gavin Dugas both struck out swinging to end the inning. Now Cade Doty
open up
starts things for LSU in the second. And he takes a first pitch strike.
So 0-1 is the count.
Casey labored through that first one, as you said, but my goodness, what a better start for Ole Miss than
0-1 is the count.
Last night's game where they had 3 errors in the first inning.
It's going to even the count 1-1.
I always want to try to get these games underway clean. And so far, both pitchers seem to be settling in now.
Pitch.
1-1 pitch lifted to right center field. That's well hit. McCants will watch it one hop off the wall.
And,
Cade Doty smoked that ball the opposite way. It's a leadoff double for LSU, their second hit of the game.
Out of that pitch, so a double here in the
this is a really
top of the
good
second.
piece of hitting.
So nice
He watches his
hit.
fastball up and away, keeps his body back, just throws his hands towards the right center gap, and drives that
right
ball
center field.
one hopper off the wall, and absolutely smoked that ball to the gap.
So runner at first, no outs.
So the leadoff man on for the second consecutive inning for LSU as Giovanni DiGiacomo comes to the plate for the Tigers.
Comes in.
308
batting average, pretty good batting average.
Helmet break.
He has
temporarily puts it back on.
2 doubles, 1 triple. He has no home runs, so
Giacomo squares to bunt, left it out there. It's called for strike one.
Strike one. So strike one.
Tigers trying to play small ball early so far in this one. 2 bunt attempts in the first 2 innings.
Yeah.
See if they keep it on. Or Baker was crashing on that bunt.
I mean, you have
when
to
you see
play.
the first baseman crash like that, you call it slash bunt. See if LSU goes with that. Try to
small
get it
ball,
down.
if you're going to win these games.
Giacomo again squares early, pulls back, and takes small one.
Ball one.
Feels like this is a function of just how well Doug Nikhazy has pitched. You know that the scoring opportunities based on the numbers are limited. So LSU trying to get a run early. It did not work out for them in the first inning.
Pitch.
Ball and a strike to DiGiacomo. Squares a little bit later this time, and he takes a strike, and he's behind 1 and 2.
So 1-2.
So 2 different hitters now in the game for LSU have tried to get a bunt down, haven't seen something that they liked, and have found themselves in 2 strike counts.
Yeah, and it's worked really well for Doug Nikhazy, and then as we saw last thing, they tried the double steal that backfired. See where Nikhazy goes here on the 1-2.
The second, just to see if anything is happening with Doty. We got 1 stolen base on the year. LSU as a team, 34 out of 46 on the base paths. Nikhazy more than anything trying to keep Doty honest out at second base. 1-2 to DiGiacomo, swings and misses, and he is the 3rd strikeout victim of the game for Nikhazy.
So he does strike out, so.
Yeah, some really good fight there.
That was a poor pitch. That was a bad at bat for DiGiacomo.
I mean, look, he had 2 bunt DiGiacomo, and
he could have made
good
one
answer
of
there
those
from
bunt attempts.
Nikhazy.
I mean, he was pulling his bat out.
He's gotten a couple of really good
so
swings
the thing
off
is,
of Doug Nikhazy.
When you try to bunt, you got to make sure you
left
get that
side
bunt
of the
down.
Infield, Cade Doty
really
the opposite way, at 1 hopper off the wall and right center.
They're going to have their
execution.
Infield
not great so far offensively.
And they're going
in terms of getting a bunt down and running the bases.
Yeah, that's the thing about it.
As you said,
I mean, don't pull your butt.
You're right. They want to try to get to Nikhazy early. And
just keep,
it feels like this Ole Miss team is pressing a little bit. I think if LSU was able to get a couple runs early, you just feel like the pressure might start to circle again on Ole Miss down 1-0 already in the series.
That's going to be in there for
1 ball, 1 strike to Zach Arnold.
A ball, so ball 1, even 1-1.
Crowd is quickly scurrying. The rain is starting to come down here at Swayze.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, I didn't even see the rain before I saw the people moving around.
It's like a busted anthill.
Yeah. Because once again, it's supposed to rain tonight.
Strike 2.
That's a swing and a miss, strike 2.
Zach Arnold over the top of that one.
It's supposed to rain tonight and tomorrow.
Most everybody that looked at the forecast probably brought a rain jacket.
Maybe everybody except for
right light rain coming down.
Not sure that
over there in
much weather bothers those patrons out there.
Okay, pitch coming up here.
The 1-2.
Fouled off. Back. So that's going to be 1-2 on Zach Arnold.
Yeah, so you saw Nikhazy on the 1-1, went with the fastball. Arnold probably wants that one back. That curveball that he swung over was one that Cruz belted into left field, and then Nikhazy goes back with a fastball. He's able to fight it off. See if he tries to double up on that fastball or goes back to the curve.
Ground ball.
Chopped to short, fielded by Gonzalez. Over to first in time to beat Arnold by a step. The second out of the inning. Doty moves over to third.
Runner, moves up.
With the changeup there. Really well. That ball is up in the zone, but it was still away. You see Gonzalez makes it. Nice way. It's a tough time.
Hit on the ball
grasp on it, but a nice stretch by Baker. And 2 down here for Doug Nikhazy in the second.
So
and Drew Bianco comes to the plate for the first time tonight.
Here in the
Bianco 1 for 4 in last night's game.
That ball is going to be in there for ball.
Breaking ball for strike 1.
Strike 1. So that's Bianco.
Certainly not a guy that needed a tour when he got to the ballpark. Out back, and it's 0-2. Fastball up a little bit there.
So that is 0-2.
2 base runners in the first for LSU. Nothing to show for it. Leadoff double from Cade Doty here in the second. Got the third on the ground out from Zach Arnold, but they're 2 down. And the 0-2 pitch to Bianco. Elevated fastball. Counts 1-2.
You see that fastball up in the zone there at 92. Doug usually sits in that 88, 89, 90 range, but you'll see him bump one up to 92 every now and again as he really starts to get heated up.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
That's going to be in there.
Ball just missed inside.
So it's going to make it 2-2.
Now the evens at 2-2.
So 2-2 is the count when Drew Bianco.
40th pitch of the game coming for Doug Nikhazy, so a little ahead of the pace that you would like to see from him at this point of the game.
So the pitch coming up here.
And the count now full.
Make it 3-2. 3-2 is the count.
Nikhazy can throw those off-speed pitches in any count. See if he goes back to it or challenges him again with a fastball.
Pitch.
That pitch just missed. Breaking ball that I guess was up.
Runner at first and third.
And Drew Bianco draws the full count walk. Runners at the corners with 2 down here in the second.
Well, the 1-2 curveball I thought was a bit in and up, and might have been up, but it was awfully close. You see Nikhazy a couple steps already back to the Ole Miss dugout. But a big spot here early in the game.
Malenko comes up here in the top
Alex Milazzo, catcher, 9-hole hitter, takes ball 1. Milazzo hitting just 158 on the year.
Not hitting well.
In SEC play, Milazzo has
so he said it 158.
Appeared in now 11 games. This ninth start. He's hitting just 118. 2 hits in 17 at-bats in league play for Milazzo. He takes a strike. Count evens at 1-1.
Alex Milazzo.
Two down, runners at the corners. And Milazzo takes strike 2. Fastball on the outside edge.
So it's going to be 1-2. The count on Alex Milazzo.
Those are just 3 challenging fastballs in a row for Nikhazy. 1-2 count against Arnold. They threw him a changeup. See if he goes to the changeup or he keeps challenging him.
Pitch.
Out back. Milazzo got a piece of it to stay alive at the plate. LSU 23-14 overall, 5-11 in SEC play. Managed 1 win against Mississippi State in the series finale, swept by Tennessee, swept by Vanderbilt, got 2 of 3 against Kentucky, won the first game against South Carolina, lost the last 2. Swing and a miss there. That's the 4th strikeout.
To the top of the second inning. So once again, your score is 0-0. We'll give you the plays on it. So I'm going to go ahead and give you the plays. In the top of the second, no run, 1 hit, no errors, 2 men left on base. So it's no runs, 1 hit, 1. It's 1 hit, 2 men left on base. So 2 men left on base. Your score is once again 0-0. Okay, we'll give you some college baseball scores while we wait for game coverage to return on the SEC ESPN network. So we'll give you a game scoreboard update in college baseball. So we're going to give you a local scoreboard update. So I'm pulling the screens. I'm going to go over to the give you the Southland Conference. We'll go over to Southland first. Okay, Southland games going on in earnest tonight. Final in 10 innings. Central Arkansas wins 10-9. UNO wins 9-8. So UNO wins 9-8. And Cornet Word wins 8-0. That's in the bottom of the second. Also in the top of the third, it is Houston Baptist and Texas A&M Corpus Christi on top 3-1. So that was in the game. Now let's give you an update. Let's go ahead and give you an American Conference update, and then we'll get back to game coverage. Final Tulane wins 13-2 over Memphis. That was up in Memphis. And also in the top of the fifth, Tulane leads 2-1. So Tulane leads 2-1. So we will return to the game coverage on, once again, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. We're going into the bottom of the second. LSU and Ole Miss scoreless.
Dylan Cruz home run in the seventh inning proved to be the difference. High down the right field line that was curling.
1-1. And that pitch is in there for
strike 2 there.
Strike 2. So that's going to be 1-2.
Hayden Dunhurst thought it was a home run. Mike Bianco asked for a review. Got it, but the call on the field of foul ball was not overturned. LSU shifts defensively with 2 strikes. Pitch is in the dirt for ball 2.
So
2 balls
in the dirt.
And 2 strikes now to Hayden Dunhurst.
2 strikes to Hayden Dunhurst. Pitch. Fouled off.
You look at the 4 infielders kind of to the right side, back behind the second base bag. They're right in the middle of your screen. That's actually the third baseman, Cade Doty. They leave Thompson in his normal shortstop spot. Two-two.
Ground
big
ball.
Chopper right side. Morgan, little option flip. And Dunhurst is safe at first.
Dunhurst gets on for the base hit.
Tell you what, that was a great play by Morgan.
Nobody out.
Yes, and they just missed the bag, or Dunhurst was really getting down the line. But watch this just backhand play by Morgan. Really, yeah, you see Lavis just unable to get his foot down, but tremendous play by the first baseman, Morgan.
Lavis punched at the bag, and then when he got it the second time, it was not quite in time to get Dunhurst. Thank him and the first base umpire. So first base runner for Ole Miss, an infield single for Dunhurst.
So the next batter. And
runs inside, and it nicks Justin Bench. What else is new?
Death taxes and the Justin Bench hit by pitch, right?
13th time this year that Justin Bench has been hit by a pitch. So a little bit of an unfortunate start to the inning for LSU. Big chopper on the infield where they are unable to get it out, and then Justin Bench hit by the pitch. So now the Rebels trying to strike first in this game. Hayden Leatherwood, who has been red hot for Ole Miss over the last 2 weeks. So 5 of his 6 home runs on the year come at Southeastern Conference play.
Pitch is in there for
They've all come in the last 3 series.
Leavenwood.
He had 1 in game 2 against Arkansas.
Had a solo homer.
3 last weekend against Mississippi State.
Hitting Leavenworth.
He had 1 last night against LSU. And was robbed of another home run against Arkansas by Christian Franklin out in center field.
It's going to be fly ball in the infield.
Lunges and pops this one up.
Yeah, it's going to be
easy for Doty at third. For the first out of the inning.
So it's 1 out.
Labus go there with that slider, a heavy dose of the fastball and the changeup there, but that one just kind of caught Motherwood off guard. Really awkward 1-0 swing there. And good pitch there by Labus and a big out. Now he's got a chance for 1 pitch, get himself out of the inning.
And during that stretch of home runs for Leatherwood, he's not had many swings that have looked like that. Cale Baker.
Baker comes up. The Rebels.
3 for 5 last night for the Rebel first baseman. Takes a first pitch strike. Baker scored a run as well. Dunhurst with a single. He's now at second after Justin Bench was hit by a pitch. 1 down.
It's going to be in there.
It's outside for ball 1 to Cale Baker.
Ball 1 is the count.
It's a really good pitch there, though. But Labus has just been down in the zone so far tonight. Saw that one right there. If he lives right there, it'll be a tough night for these Ole Miss hitters, but a good take by Baker as well.
Pitch coming up. Fouled off.
Nice grab off the ricochet.
Yep.
Baker, the senior from Gahanna, Ohio.
He went
3 average. He's hitting 368 in league play, but this is only his 7th SEC game.
Hitting 303.
With some time, hand injury. Also missed the opening weekend of the season with COVID-related issues. When Ole Miss made the trip down to Arlington, Texas. Baker behind in the count, the 1-2. He fouls it back.
Foul back.
Slider that hung out over the plate.
Still 1-2.
Yeah, he got away with that one. Saw Nikhazy get away with one earlier as well, but that one awfully dangerous to the bat of Cale Baker, who's seen a return of Kenny Powers here at Swayze Field for these Ole Miss fans. It's just been tough for him to get going so far this year. As you said, just in and out of the lineup a bunch, but he's been red hot of late. Ole Miss really needs him to drive in runs.
1-2 pitch, fouled off again, and Baker stays alive.
Backstop. So that's going to make it still 1-2.
Scoreless in the bottom of the second. Ole Miss with its first 2 base runners of the game. Dunhurst at second base and Justin Bench at first. Baker hits it on the ground to third. Doty steps on the back, throws across for the double play to end the inning. Pitcher's best friend, Laban.
Okay, ended the inning, so we're going to the top of the third. So let's give you the scoring plays. Okay, scoring plays in the bottom of the second. No runs. 1 hit, 1 man left on base for the Ole Miss Rebels. That's in the game. No runs, no hits. Once again, the score is still scoreless. Here on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. We are live. Thanks for joining us here. So let's go ahead and give you an NBA scoreboard update. Let's give you an NBA scoreboard update. I'm going to give you put it in my screen, share screen. We'll get back to the LSU Ole Miss game in just a few minutes. Let's give you an update on some NBA basketball going on tonight on this Friday. 'Cause, 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 'cause Let me click this screen. We didn't get it on. It is Heat down 47, down 47, 45. Also, the Celtics on top 25-18. The Cavaliers on top 9-5. Also, the Rockets on top 8-4. And also, it is the Thunder on top 7-6. That game's going on as we speak. So that is we'll wait for the commercials and once again commercial break for the ESPN SEC Network. Once again, the Ole Miss side. That's the Ole Miss commentators on their broadcast tonight. So let's give you the MLB scoreboard alert. So we're going to do that. Okay, MLB scoreboard. Okay, in the bottom of the fourth, A's on top 2-0. Also, the Tigers down 2-0. That game is in the top of the fifth. Also, in the top of the third, it's the Yankees on top 4-3. Also, the Red Sox on top 3-1. Blue Jays on top 4-0. No score in the Mets and Nationals game. Braves on top 2-0. Top of the first, it is Astros and Angels scoreless. Pirates and Twins scoreless. Also, White Sox and Rangers also scoreless. So we'll get back to LSU baseball. LSU baseball in the going to the top of the third inning.
0-1. It fooled Morgan a bit there.
So 0-1, 0-1-0
Morgan is first at bat.
That's going to be
He's
in there
the
for
count
2. 2 zeros to count. So we'll switch this back in. Back over to my game cast. You'll see the game cast. And I'll cut this out. You'll still hear the broadcast. Here's the pitch. That's going to be in there for
second straight at bat for Trey Morgan in this game, where he is
ball 3-3-0
started at bat 3-0.
In the exact same pitch sequence too. Nikhazy tried to start him off with the curveball, went back-to-back fastballs, and he was able to come back and get back in the count. But Morgan, really good 7-pitch at bat in his last time up.
Pitch. So that's going to be a strike. 3-1.
It takes the strike there. 3 for 5 last night. Trey Morgan riding an 8-game hitting streak.
Pitch.
And just like in his last at bat, Doug Nikhazy battling back, gets it full.
Goes 3-2 on the 3-2 is the count.
Full count, bases empty,
Pitch.
Top of the order, Trey Morgan. Now ball up the middle, behind the back, just under the glove of Jacob Gonzalez. Fourth hit of the weekend for Trey Morgan.
And no outs.
3 hit last night. He's been on base both times today.
You see Morgan got himself in another good count again, and just like last at bat, got to a full count, got a fastball last time he walked. That time he drives the ball back up the middle, and another leadoff hitter on for LSU. So Nikhazy's pitch count continually climbing up now to 53.
3 straight innings. LSU has had the leadoff man on base. There's a swing and a miss from Dylan Cruz. It was a make it, so it makes it 2-0 swing from Cruz.
0-1 is the count on Dylan Cruz.
His third home run in SEC play last night, sitting at double digits with 10 on the year.
Pitch coming up. That's going to be in the dirt.
1 ball and 1 strike now to Dylan
So
Cruz.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Trey Morgan over at first base, second on the LSU team in stolen bases. He is 9 of 11. Caught stealing once tonight already by Hayden Leatherwood.
Pitch.
2-1 now to Cruz.
So that's going to be 2-1. 2-1 is your count on Dylan Cruz.
How good has the freshman campaign been for Cruz? Well, he was named the midseason watch list for the Golden Spikes Award. 45 players nationally to be added to that list. 2-1.
Saw it again right there in his last at bat. Casey threw him 1-1 curveball up in the zone, and a sharp one into left field. Got another curveball there on the 2-1 count, just foul. And see if Casey again goes back to that curveball or maybe tries to get something down. We've seen him go to the changeup and 2-strike count so far. The right-hand hitters a few times as well.
2-2. Out back.
Foul off. Still 2-2 on Dylan Cruz. Once again, we're in the top of the third. No score.
Cruz is
LSU and Ole Miss.
Obviously, the numbers are ridiculous, but his swing is just compact, powerful, just pretty much mechanically. It's exactly what you would want to teach a young kid, and it's just fun to watch swing the bat. So Casey checking over there at first base.
Checking the runner stays at first. Pitch coming up. It's going to be.
Should be easy for McCants out in center.
And it's going to be.
Makes the catch for the first out of the inning.
Out in the inning. Thompson comes up.
That curveball was up, but very up, and Cruz was unable to get on top of it. You see that pop up out to center, and a good answer after the leadoff single for Doug Nikhazy.
Single up the middle on the ground for Trey Morgan to start the inning. And then Cruz flies to center. So Jordan Thompson bats for the second time in the game. He struck out swinging his first time up.
Swing and a miss. That's going to be 0-1 for Jordan Thompson.
Pretty high standard to play shortstop at LSU. There have been some outstanding ones through the years.
Pitch.
They like what they've got in the freshman Jordan Thompson. Just 6 errors defensively so far this year. He's hitting .285 with 5 home runs and 18 runs batted in.
Yeah, the freshman talent that this LSU team has is just extremely impressive. And you can just get the feeling that they might be ready to break out. See another good curveball there by Nikhazy.
Yes.
Looks like as these freshmen have gotten more plate appearances and more games under their belt, LSU started to play a lot better.
One of the key cogs in the rotation is out for the year for LSU and Jaden Hill. Started 7 games, and not the numbers that we've become accustomed to seeing from Jaden Hill.
Swing.
Got a 6.67 ERA and a 2-3 record, and just shy of 30 innings of work. When he is on, maybe the best changeup in college baseball. But he was not able to throw that as consistently this year.
Pitch coming
up though for LSU. Swing and a miss, throw from the knees to second base, not in time to get Trey Morgan. So a stolen base, but a strikeout for Jordan Thompson, and that is the second out of the inning.
I'll tell you, good curveball there by Nikhazy. Morgan got a really good jump, but what a throw by Dunhurst from his knees. Again, Morgan got a great jump on and off speed pitch, and he was still very close to the second base.
Jump.
5 strikeouts now for Doug Nikhazy. He's allowed 3 hits in the game. 10th stolen base of the year for Trey Morgan. Big swing and a miss for strike 1 to Gavin Dugas.
Gavin Dugas comes
1
up.
for 5 with the strikeout last night. 0 for 1 so far tonight. Struck out for the second time of the series to end the first inning.
In the top of the third.
Also the second time that he has been at the plate with a runner in scoring position, and he's got 38 runs batted in on the year.
Pitch.
Late on the fastball. Behind in the count 0-2.
0-2.
He doubled up there in the elevated fastball. See that velocity now sitting kind of right there in that 91-92 range for Nikhazy, and just makes that breaking ball awfully difficult when he's got that kind of velocity working for him in a given start.
The 0-2 from Nikhazy. Breaking ball hits softly left side. Bench, bare hand, throws across his body just in time to get the runner at first. Gavin Dugas.
Okay, that ends the inning for LSU. We'll give you the plays. Okay, let's go ahead and give you scoring plays at the end of 3. So that's okay. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left on base. That was in the top of the 3rd for LSU. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. It is still scoreless. You're on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So thanks for joining us here. So so it looks like let's see what's happening.
Umpires connect with the replay center in Birmingham at the SEC headquarters.
Looks like we got a replay
scoreless ball game. It's a big decision, also.
So we'll see what
Dugas is safe. LSU will have runners at the corners with 2 out, and Cade Doty coming to the plate, who's tied for the team lead and runs batted in. He's ruled out. It stays a scoreless game.
So I'd say, let's see,
he gets down, just tracking that ball, waiting for the hop. He's nice hand getting down so he can start to work up. First. He looks out to me.
His foot.
As you said, just a great play by Bench. Technically sound there over at 3rd base. Talked a lot about Ole Miss's defensive woes throughout the course of this year, but that was a big time play there by Bench.
Replay call. Let's see what the replay call is.
Say it with enough conviction, I guess. You might be right, but we'll see. Umpires got a couple good shots of it.
You know the buzzwords. Indisputable video evidence to overturn the call on the field, which was out in real time by the first base umpire, Hank Hemminen.
I mean, they're going to say it because
they regretting the decision to go with the Bull Blazer tonight.
I don't know. Temperature's going to be dropping still throughout the course of this night, but still looking sharp.
Yep.
All right, so the replay is over. We will quickly get the decision.
Yep, I knew it was
out. The field is upheld. Dugas is out at first base. Great play by Justin Bench. And LSU once again strands a run.
I knew it was out. I knew he hit a nice throw. So I'd say give credit where credit was due. So that's unfortunate, but it is the truth. I mean, give credit where credit is due. He was out. Once again, another inning of just absolute trashy at bats for LSU in the 3rds. They leave a runner on and stuff like that. That's something we have to stop doing, is leaving runners on in these innings, because that's causing us, like I said, that will get us losses time after time after time again. So that's my take on it. So once again, we're going to the bottom of the 3rd. No score, LSU and Ole Miss. So here on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So we'll continue with our MLB scoreboard. So I'm going to have to put this in. Continue with our MLB scoreboard. The other games today. So I'm going to go over, continue with our MLB scoreboard. So we will put the game back in. Okay, let's go ahead and give you those updates. Top of the 5th, A's on top 3-0. Top of the 5th in Detroit, it is still 6-0. Also,
Western Division standings. Arkansas has split so far with South Carolina, going 2-1 in the 5th inning in Game 3 in Columbia. Mississippi State with an early lead over Vanderbilt. They're in 2nd place, followed by Ole Miss and Alabama, who's leading over Kentucky.
Game action in the Major Leagues tonight.
Tigers round out the standings
Cubs
in the SEC
win
West.
15-2.
Reds and Cardinals
no score. Ole Miss
Jay Labus in much better shape from a pitch count standpoint than.
So they'll show bunt, but it's fouled off.
Doug Nikhazy for Ole Miss. TJ McCants
we'll finish
drop
those
a bunt
scores
down third base side. And Perhaps a little mumbling about that as T.J. McCants was at the plate with first and second and nobody out in the bottom of the ninth inning last night. No bunt attempt called there. No bunt play called there. Hitting over 300 for the year.
There for,
there's definitely some grumblings below us.
Strike 0-1.
For sure. But
McCants, the freshman from Atonement, Florida.
So McCants,
327 on the year.
Ground ball.
Grounds this one to Bianco at second base.
To the second baseman, that throw was in time.
So he is retired for the first out in the inning. So LSU has had the leadoff man on base all 3 innings tonight. Ole Miss has yet to get the leadoff man on in an inning.
Yeah, McCants got the barrel on that. That fastball, though, some good life. Started really on the inside part of the plate. And really right at McCants' knee and came back to the inside part. Good pitch by Labus. So said pitch count's looking very good for
pitch
26 in purple.
In there for ball.
Outside for ball 1 to John Rice Plumlee.
So John Rice Plumlee comes up.
Hattiesburg and Oak Grove High School.
Yeah, and he also was the quarterback
athlete
with the Ole Miss Rebels.
It really has earned his way into the starting lineup.
So he swings and a miss.
Part of the reason that he draws the start tonight, Hayden Leatherwood and T.J. McCants with a collision at a deep right center field last night. Leatherwood came out of the game, but he is in the lineup tonight as a DH. There's a swing and a miss.
So he's swing and a miss, 1-2 for John Rice Plumlee.
John Rice Plumlee has seen his batting average steadily climb.
Pitch.
Rounds this one left side.
Left side.
Thompson
is
throws it across in time to get Plumlee.
So that's going to be two
obviously
going.
Runs well. Good stretch over at first from Trey Morgan. The second out of the inning.
Two going in the inning.
SEC softball coming your way Sunday at 4 Eastern, 3 Central, the SEC Network. It's the second game of the big series between number 19 Missouri and number 6 Arkansas. And they'll finish.
So once again, we'll kill the because they have music, so we'll wait for it to get back on.
Always available on the ESPN app, so you can watch anywhere.
1. That's going to be in the third.
A couple of ground ball outs for Ole Miss in the bottom of the third inning. Jacob Gonzalez comes to the plate for the second time tonight. He's 0 for 1 with the ground out himself.
Be in there for a strike.
Takes a strike there for the count to even at 1-1.
So 1-1 on the count for Gonzalez. It's going to be
in the air to shallow left field in foul territory. Dugas slides with that wall closing in on him.
Made a good catch. So that's 1-2.
Made the near impossible play possible on that one. Saw him start his slide early once he hit the turf, and those were almost a really spectacular play there by Dugas. But a 1-2 count now for Labus with a chance to get out of the inning.
Kind of protecting himself with the slide. If he takes one more step, maybe he gets there. Maybe where discretion is the better part of valor. 1-2 pitch line, foul the opposite way, heads up.
Fouled off.
There was a missile there in the crowd. Luckily, didn't catch anybody. So Labus go with the fastball there on the 1-2. See if he goes back to the changeup.
It's a chopper to Trey Morgan at first. Easy play for him. Steps on the bag, and Ole Miss goes 1-2.
So Ole Miss goes 1-2-3 in the inning. Once again, let's give you those plays. No runs, no hits, no errors, no men left on base. That's in the bottom of the third. So we go up to we go to the top of the fourth. Once again, scoreless for the Rebels and Tigers. Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So thanks for joining us here. We have to mute the sound due to the music playing in those video in the. Let's give you the NBA scoreboard update. I'm going to go ahead and go back to the NBA scoreboard. We'll give you the NBA scoreboard update while we wait for the LSU gained the return on SEC Network Plus. Okay, the Hawks on top 58, 57. Now it's 61-60. Heat on top. Boston on down 51-41. Also Charlotte on top 20-17. Clippers and Rockets tied up at 31, and the Wizards down 34-28. So that was in that game. So 34-28 is the score in that one. So we'll be waiting for the LSU game to return. Let's go
194 wins in his 24 seasons as a head coach. Named National Coach of the Year in last year's COVID-shortened season after the Rebels' 16-1 start. He used to use those reading glasses, though. That's a newer development. It happens, and I feel like I'm getting closer as well, for the record.
As somebody who's wearing glasses currently, I fully understand.
Top of the fourth.
First pitch popped back.
Foul ball.
Doug Nikhazy could really use a quick inning, kind of like what A.J. Lavis had in the third. Closing in on 70 pitches here in the top of the fourth as he faces Cade Doty, Giovanni DiGiacomo, and Zach Arnold to start things for the Tigers.
Fouled off. Also fouled off again. So 0-2 is the count.
That they've just been on high stress pitches as well. He's had guys on second in every inning. Whereas Labus has just kind of cruised through the order for Ole Miss. You said Nikhazy is going to have to try to work more efficiently here if he wants to continue to go deep in the game.
Pitch.
The 0-2. Elevates the fastball.
High. So it's going to be 1-2.
Cade Doty's got 9 home runs on the year. Only 1, though, in SEC play. With the 38 runs batted in. Goes after a fastball and gets a piece of it to stay alive.
That's going to still be 1-2.
See Nikhazy double up on that elevated fastball. Trying to change Doty's eye level.
Scoreless in the top of the fourth, Ole Miss and LSU. Game 2 that started last night. Tigers getting a 5-4 win. 81-mile-an-hour fastball at the belt that time. Swing and a miss. 6th strikeout of the game for Doug Nikhazy.
Comes up here in the top.
The first time he's gotten the leadoff man in an inning tonight.
Good fastball there again. Doty's in there. Get double up on the fastball, 2 strikes. You're thinking you might get that changeup or the breaking ball after you've seen the 2 elevated ones, and Nikhazy goes right back to it at 91. Really well done by Doug Nikhazy. You said big leadoff out here in the fourth.
Pitch coming in, and that's going to be in there.
Pitch to Giovanni DiGiacomo, misses for ball 1. Struck out swinging his first time up. That was the first out in the second inning. It was after DiGiacomo showed bunt a couple of times, failed to get it down.
That's going to be in there for a. So that's going to be, looks like ball 2.
Giacomo ahead of the count, 2 balls and no strikes.
Ball 2, it is ball 2. 2-0.
Giovanni DiGiacomo back out in center field. This is just the 14th game that he's played in. Has battled some injury this year.
Up.
Takes a strike. The count goes to 2-1.
So 2-1 is the count now. On Giovanni
weekend on the Ole Miss campus. It's Grove Bowl weekend. Rebels will play their football spring game tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock. Got a noon first pitch for you in baseball. 3-1 now to DiGiacomo.
So that's going to be a noon, 12 o'clock
really
game
a lot of
tomorrow.
people excited about year 2.
LSU and
for Ole Miss football under Lane Kiffin, who threw out the first pitch prior to the game tonight. It was a very Lane Kiffin-like entrance as well. 5-pitch walk to DiGiacomo. And for the 4th straight inning, LSU has at least 1 base runner. Palmineri, 15th season at LSU. Won it all in 2009. 4 times named National Coach of the Year. Closing in on 1,500 career wins in his 39th year.
Are really appalling to me. We cannot get these runs home. We got to, like I said, we got to break through in one of these innings.
Got loose before his first pitch.
Like I said,
it was time for him to throw it. He took the slow walk from the right field corner bullpen all the way to the mound. He didn't wait for him to be introduced or anything on the mound. He just got up there and threw it once he got there to John Rice Plumlee.
Coach.
Of course.
I see what they.
Yeah, it was more of like a WWE stroll out of the bullpen. There was no haste coming in from the pen.
So our coach,
but he threw a strike nonetheless and got us underway.
The dugout. So
quick visit from Mike Bianco, the starter, Doug Nikhazy.
77 pitches. Doug
Nikhazy coming off the complete game shutout, 1 hitter last week against against Mississippi State. He's had to work a whole lot harder tonight against LSU. 77 pitches.
That's why I say
3 1/3 through 122 last week.
We got to put pressure on him. And that's
ball lifted to right. Plumlee moving over makes the catch. We talked earlier about John Rice Plumlee kind of earning his way into the lineup because of what he's done at the plate. He is certainly an asset defensively in right field.
Yeah, and you just see a great break on that ball. He made a play last night that was just insane. Bases loaded, runners are tagging. Heads up play, seeing the guy at first base tagging for second, throws him out, saves a run for Ole Miss. And as you said, he's played his way into the lineup.
I had a review on that play. There was clearly an out at second base. The only question was whether or not the out happened before the run crossed the plate. My guess is that Palmineri, if he goes back and watches it, would like to see his guy from third running a little bit harder to the plate. John Rice Plumlee threw a rocket and was able to get Drew Bianco, who was trying to tag and go first and second.
He was the quarterback at Ole Miss one time, John Rice Plumlee. He was the quarterback with the Ole Miss Rebels. That's why he threw a rocket.
Yeah, and given that situation, it's fine if you want to try to take second, but you need to read the throw. If Plumlee airmails it to the plate, you see Nikhazy gets him picked off.
That throw.
And Ole Miss cannot finish it off. LSU gave the Rebels the 3rd out of the inning, and Ole Miss could not take advantage.
So he's
throw was high by Cale Baker. Off the
glove. At second.
Gonzalez should have been an out at second base. Instead, LSU with a man in scoring position.
So that was a good, like I said, that was a good aggressive base running move, but Giovanni
fourth inning in a row where LSU's had a runner in scoring position. But Baker did a good job creating a throwing lane on the pickoff there, just airmailed it to second base.
And that gets scored as a stolen base. Put an asterisk next to that one if you want to, because a good 90-foot throw base to base, and Rebels are headed to the plate.
Swing and a miss.
Swing and a miss for strike 2 to Drew Bianco.
So Drew Bianco
walked his first time up, now behind in the count 0-2 with 2 down in the inning.
Pitch coming up here. High.
Way upstairs for ball 1.
That's going to be 1-2 to Drew Bianco.
And you wonder just
Drew Bianco,
how much juice Nikhazy would have. 122 pitches just a week ago, I guess less than a week ago. It's always tough to bounce back from those extended outings like that.
1-2. Swing and a miss. Good breaking ball there from Nikhazy.
For the LSU
goes down.
So NC inning for the LSU Tigers in the bottom of the 4th, top of the 4th. So we give you the scoring plays. Okay, in the 4th inning, no runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left on base. So that once again your score is still scoreless. They will go to the bottom of the 4th. We'll have the game audio had to be muted due to the once again copyright. So let's go ahead and give you a scoreboard update on Tulane baseball. and go ahead and give you an update on Tulane, the Green Wave. I'll give you a score update on them. So let me give you a score update before we head back to Tulane on top 4-1. That's in the bottom of the 8th. Going on right now, bottom of the 8th, 4-1 Green Wave on top. So we'll once again, and we'll give you a so we'll return to the game in just a few moments here on once again Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So thanks for joining us here. So we'll give you an update in the Southland Conference. I'm going to go ahead and give you an update in the Southland Conference games. So Southland Conference. So let me get those updates up so you'll see them. Okay, Southland Conference School Board. Let's see. This game's still on the top of the 3rd. Right, Houston Baptist and Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Other games are Incarnate Word on top 10-0. That's in the top of the 3rd as well. So top of the 3rd. So Southland Conference games going on tonight. In the Southland Conference, we will be going over to the bottom of the 4th. LSU, no score here in the bottom of the 4th. Let me see if I can switch it back in. I don't know why it's not. Hold 1 second. Switch it back in. So we got to get it back in. So we'll get it back in just a second. Let me get the screen back in. So no score. Runner at first. The Ole Miss singles. So it's so we just got the. So it's a single.
Graham had a home run last night for the Rebels. Just an absolutely packed house tonight at Swayze Field, but it's a crowd that's got a little bit of nervous energy to it.
We're in the top.
Still looking for that first big hit or maybe a run on the board for this place to really explode. It has not so far.
Pitch in there for a strike.
Served by Levis. 1-0 slider on the outside part of the plate.
So single by
Graham's looking for something up in the
Rebels,
zone. He can put the student section
and he scores.
Just spins one off there on the outside. Really well done by Levis.
0-0. Here's your pitch.
Leadoff single from Chatinier. 1 ball and 1 strike to Kevin Graham.
And that's going to be outside.
2-1.
That makes it 2-1. 2-1 as you count on Graham. Pitch coming up. That's going to be
now 3-1.
Outside 3-1.
See where Levis goes here. We saw him pitch backwards on the 1-0 count, but now down 3-run, runner at first base. See if he maybe gives Graham a changeup here. Any challenges in there with fastball.
3-1 pitch lifted over Bianco at second out into shallow right field. Chatinier hits the bag at second. He's headed to third. Slides in head first. Ball gets away and he's safe.
No outs.
Kevin Graham decides to stay put at first base. Ole Miss has runners at the corners with nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, good piece of hitting there by Graham. He did get the fastball down. He's able to get it over Bianco second. You see the shot, and he just puts his foot in the ground. And it's a good throw there. I think it might have clipped off Chatinier's foot. Graham wasn't quite ready at first base, where he might have been able to take second. But aggressive base runner there by Chatinier.
If that ball's on the money, that's really, really close at third base. A little offline, and now Ole Miss chance to strike first in this ball game with Hayden Dunhurst at the plate.
So Dunhurst comes
back-to-back singles, just the second and third hits of the game for Ole Miss off of A.J. Levis.
Pitch.
All 3 hits singles.
And for a strike.
Hayden Dunhurst takes strike
Hayden
1.
Dunhurst comes up.
Dunhurst got a big bouncing ball off the plate or just in front of home plate and was able to beat it out in his first at bat. That was to lead off the second inning.
Pitch. That's going to be in the dirt. So that's going to be 1-1. That's to be in
2-1 now to Dunhurst.
2-1.
And Dunhurst got really good plate coverage on the left side of the plate, which makes that sinker difficult when you're trying to maybe get a pop-up or something like that for Dunhurst. He's looking for something maybe he can pull on the ground through the hole on the second base side.
Popped up left side of the infield. Should be easy for Doty. Actually, it's going to be called off by Thompson, the shortstop. That is a big first out in the inning. Good pitch by Labus. He got Dunhurst to lunge at one.
Yeah, Dunhurst read fastball out of the hand there. And you can see him going back to the dugout, tapping his helmet, basically saying, my bad. With guy on third base, less than 2 outs. He was really overly aggressive there. A plus count, got a change up down, and good pitch by Labus. So now he finds himself one pitch away.
Justin Bench hits it on the ground to short. Chance for two. Quick transition. Bianco over first off the field from Thompson. That was the one pitch you were talking about. Bench goes after the first pitch. A tailor-made double play. And Ole Miss misses an opportunity in the fourth.
So once again, missed the opportunity. So let's give you the scoring plays. Okay, I'm going to go over to the scoring plays. Okay, in the bottom of the fourth, no runs, 2 hits, 1 man left on base for the Rebels. So double play. That was once again 6. So nice little double play. So it's a 6-4-3 double play. So that's if you're scoring it at home, 6-4-3, double play in the inning. So your score is still scoreless. You're on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Thanks for joining us here. We'll be back in just a few minutes. LSU and the Ole Miss Rebels. So, okay, let's give you an NBA scoreboard update. I'm going to go ahead and give you an NBA scoreboard update before we head back to LSU game coverage. Hit the buttons right here. Let's see. I'm going to hit this. Okay, once again, your scoreboard update. It is Heat on top, 67-62. That game's going on. We'll put the game back on.
That was the LSU Tigers. LSU won 5-4 last night.
Boston winning 60.
Ole Miss trying to even the series. LSU
Brooklyn winning 60-51.
And it has been a game of missed
Cleveland on
opportunities
top,
for both
42-38. Also,
LSU in the first inning had first and second, nobody out.
And also
they had a runner at second with nobody out in the second inning.
So that is
they had a runner at second with 1 out in the third inning. Got a runner to second in the fourth inning. So LSU is stranded 5 through 4 innings. Ole Miss is stranded 2. Rebels had runners at the corners with nobody out in the fourth, first and second with nobody out in the second.
Yeah, and that
combined 0 for 11 at the plate with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, it's a theme for the Ole Miss lineup over the last few weeks. Just too many runners left on base, but that inning in particular is going to sting. So you had Graham get the single shot, and beats a throw. The ball gets away. Graham doesn't get a read on it and goes to second, so he stays at first. Davis gets the pop up. Graham's still in first place and has a double play still available to him, whereas it would have been a 1-0 Ole Miss lead.
Pitch, that's going to be
this ball lifted into shallow center field. Leadoff base hit for Alex Milazzo, the 9-hole hitter. Leads things off with a base knock.
The base hit comes up.
Fourth into the game for LSU off of Doug Nikhazy.
Here in the top of the fifth.
Yeah, good swing there by Milazzo. Got just enough. Nikhazy got him there at the breaking ball to start it and got a fastball. We'll serve that one into center field. And again, Nikhazy's got to work out of the stretch. He's had to do that every inning so far.
And in 4 of 5 innings, LSU has had the leadoff man on. And that just leads to a lot of pressure pitches. Yeah, pitch count's one thing, but stressful pitch count is kind of where Doug Nikhazy has had to live for the entire game.
Yeah, it makes 85 pitches feel like 185 pitches sometimes. But Nikhazy's a gamer. He's keeping his team in it so far. He's got a tall task now with Morgan, who feels like he's accounted for half of those 85 pitches in his 2 plate appearances.
Big swing and a miss as Morgan is behind 0-2. So opposite the first 2 at-bats of the night for Trey Morgan, the LSU first baseman, where he got to 3-0 both times. Ended up with full counts and has a walk and a single. Swing and a miss on 3 pitches there. Trey Morgan retired for the first out of the inning.
Morgan's first 2 at-bats were basically carbon copies of each other. You see Nikhazy here with that nasty sweeping slider. Really good pitching there by Nikhazy. No chance for Morgan. That was just filthy 0-2 right there.
So Cruz comes up, pitch, and after ball 1.
First pitch misses outside for ball 1 to Dylan Cruz.
Brooklyn on top, 63-51 in the third quarter. That's going to be
foul down the third baseline. Count evens at 1-1.
To be in there for still
Cruz has been
2-1.
Both of his at bats. He's jumped on that breaking ball.
Dylan Cruz.
1 foul and then just missed another one up in the zone. He flew out to center. You see Nikhazy kind of nibbling away there with a fastball on this at bat.
Pitch coming up.
Runner on first is Milazzo. Breaking ball left side. Backhanded by Gonzalez to second for 1 to first, not in time. Well, what a good job by Gonzalez to get to that ball and unload it in a hurry to get Milazzo the lead runner for the second out of the inning.
You can't do it any better than Gonzalez did there at shortstop. I expected him to try to take the backhand and maybe get Cruz at first base, but watch him get his body over and gets his hands basically parallel to the ball. And just a great job, great hands by Gonzalez there at shortstop.
By Dylan Cruz to get to
play
first.
That no business being a double play and made it relatively close.
Runner at first and 2 outs.
So now Dylan Cruz is at first base, reached on the fielder's choice, and Jordan Thompson bats 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts swinging. No score between Ole Miss and LSU in game 2 of this series.
Not a good night for him. He is a pitch in there for ball 1.
LSU no runs, 4 hits, no errors. Ole Miss no runs, 3 hits, and no errors.
On Jordan Thompson. Pitch. Swing and a miss
from Thompson there.
That's going to be 1-1. Pitch. Swing.
Thompson has had
and a miss.
All kinds of trouble with Nikhazy's curveball here tonight. His first at bat, tried to bunt a few times, and then Nikhazy got him with a curveball for a strikeout, and his next at bat got 0-2 again.
Thompson
got him again with that curveball. We'll see if he sticks with it or maybe tries to mix it up.
Getting something that he could pull. Because I'm going to tell you,
1 ball, 2 strikes to Jordan Thompson.
He's just throwing
shortstop.
Pretty good pitches.
Ball, strike three call. That's the first strikeout looking of the night for Doug Nikhazy.
Okay, top of the fifth inning. So once again, your score. We're going to the bottom of the fifth. LSU and Ole Miss scoreless. That are inning of not getting. Once again, no run hit. One man left on base, or one man left on base. Strikeout by Thompson to end the inning. So your score is still scoreless here on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So once again, thanks for joining us here. We are live. So let's see what else other scores we could give you. College baseball. I'm going to go ahead and give you another college baseball scoreboard update. So we'll give you another college baseball scoreboard update. So we're going to give you another scoreboard update before we head back to LSU Ole Miss game coverage. Okay, let's give you all games. Let's go ahead and give you all games. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, all games. In top 25 baseball, it is East Carolina on top 4-2. Charlotte wins 5-4. South Carolina wins 6-2. Louisiana Tech wins 4-3 over Marshall. That game is final. Also, Michigan wins 6-4. And second game, East Carolina loses 10-5. Notre Dame blanked 10-0 by Boston College. And also Old Dominion winning 9-5 in their game. So let's switch back to the game audio. So if I get the game audio back in.
The fifth inning.
The bottom of the fifth. Okay, your batter coming up is Baker. So Baker's coming up. So that's in the bottom of the fifth. So once again, a pitch in there for, let's see.
Leatherwood grimaced there after that swing, after taking a shot to the leg and a collision, as we mentioned earlier last night.
That's going to be in there for a strike.
Ooh, tough pitch there for Leatherwood.
Once
Good
again,
pitch
0-2.
for Labus.
Well, that's the first time tonight that Jeffrey Macias has expanded the zone like that. To the chalk of the batter's box.
Leatherwood's up.
Leatherwood behind 0-2.
So 0-2. And that's going to be still 0-2.
I mean, that was an 0-2 gift if Leatherwood was geared up, ready for a fastball.
Leatherwood,
with Milazzo standing up like that, you rarely get that call.
Bottom of the fifth.
Pitch there right quick. 3-pitch strikeout there by Labus, nonetheless.
No, it's a little
pretty good pace going in this game, but Macias just decided it's time to keep moving things along. Wow.
Pitch.
So a 3-pitch strikeout of Leatherwood to start the inning. And now Cale Baker.
So Cale Baker comes up. Okay, other scores we'll give you.
Baker grounded out Auburn, third his first time up. He fouls this one.
In the top of 7 down 2-0. So Auburn down 2-0.
Macias will give Milazzo just a second to make sure he's okay. I mentioned it earlier. LSU thin at the catcher position right now.
Ole Miss, once again, we all
there. He held his breath on that one just in case.
Florida State on top 5-0. And also Mississippi State just started on SEC Network Plus. It is still 1-1 on that game. So
1-1 to Cale Baker.
Ground ball.
It's a high.
Oh, well, sorry about that. And that's
two quick outs.
So 2 outs to the inning.
Labus has really set himself up to go deep into this ballgame, sitting on 58 pitches in the bottom of the fifth inning. I mean, in comparison, you're talking about
outs in the inning.
Doug Nikhazy at, 94, I think?
Plumlee comes up.
Yeah, as we mentioned in the opener, I mean, Labus is a guy just, other than the first start of the year, I mean, this guy goes 5 innings for his team every time out. And right now, you said 58 pitches and 2 outs in the fifth. He's poised to have a long night. Interestingly, the game set up extremely well for both teams last night. You get Marceau Ole Miss is able to get Marceau out in the 6th. And you go to Edwards and Fontenot to close it out. You see drive there by against
Right field.
Cut off by the right fielder, Cruz. Cruz got a really good jump on that. He's a good defensive outfielder. That ball gets past him. McCants is standing on third base. Instead, it's a 2-out single for T.J. McCants.
So T.J. McCants.
Man, watch this one of the first changeups. Couldn't really see it there, but the changeup was up in the zone. One of the first really mistake changeups we've seen out of Levis tonight. Good job by McCants to extend this inning.
Now John Rice Plumlee will bat for the second time. He grounded out to short his first time up.
That's swing and a miss.
First pitch, off speed, and it's a piece of it. Foul tip strike.
So the pitch coming up to John Rice Plumlee. In there for a
0-2 now to Plumlee.
0-2.
Levis started 10 games and made 13 appearances in 2018. Last year in the shortened season, he had 4 starts for LSU.
In time, runner gets back.
9 starts, and he's just been a model of consistency.
Sorry, I pressed the wrong button.
He had a 3.48 ERA as a freshman. 3.55 last year. 3.35 this year.
Pitch.
Plumlee check swing, and that is strike 3. Ole Miss gets a 2-out single out of T.J. McCants.
So the inning is over for the Ole Miss Rebels. We go to the top of the 6th. 0-0 LSU. Let's give you the plays out of the 5th inning. So the plays out of the 5th inning, bottom of the 5th, they got 1 hit. They left runner on base in the bottom of the 5th. So that was their inning for Ole Miss Rebels. Started off with 11 was striking out. Cal Baker flying out. McCants singling, and Plumlee striking out just a few minutes ago. So it is still 0-0 here on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So we'll give you, once again, we'll go through all the scores. So let me go through all the scores. Okay, other games tonight. 9 o'clock Central will be USC in Arizona. Also, UCLA and Oregon, that'll be at 9 o'clock. Also, Kansas and TCU, and I think that's it for the baseball in for college baseball tonight. Okay, let's give you a scoreboard update. Okay, NBA scoreboard. It is Heat on top, 82-80. Nets on top, 74-63. And it's also Cavaliers on top, 55-48, and Rockets down 65-61. And let me scroll this down a little faster. So it's Wizards down 70-68. We'll get back to the top of the 6th. So let's head to the top of 6.
Shutout, 12 strikeouts, which tied his career high and was the best that he's ever had in an SEC game. Named the National Pitcher of the Week as well as SEC Pitcher of the Week. Only 3 base runners for Mississippi State in that game last Saturday in Starkville in front of a raucous crowd.
And
this first pitch is lifted down the left field line, and it is a fair ball.
Fair ball.
Hits the chalk, and then it's touched by a fan. And so it is a dead ball.
Nope, it's a dead ball.
And the runner will have to stop at second base.
That's a double.
Gavin Dugas, which was
that
probably going to be at second
right there, but the fan did interfere with the ball, so it is considered a dead ball.
All right, guys. The ball hit right on top of the line down the left field line.
I haven't seen the replay just yet, but man, that was about as close as you can get it.
That was a nice little hit down the left field line.
Had to hit the left, hit the left-hand side of the
and the fan the fan interfered with that pitch. I mean, it was a double. So that's
piece of hit there by Dugas.
I don't want to lay blame on fans.
Leadoff double for LSU in the top of the 6th inning.
So, runner at second and no outs here in the top of 6th, no score. LSU and
5th time tonight that LSU's had the leadoff man on base.
Here, game audio via ESPN SEC
Plus,
and that
is going to be past Justin Bench and third out into left field, and they will slam on the brakes.
So runners at first and third.
Dugas to third. He was thinking score and kind of stumbled as he tried to slam on the brakes at third.
I'm glad to see
LSU base hit through the left side. So runners at the corners. Nobody out for LSU. Here in the top of the 6th.
Yeah, Paul Maneri's coming out. He's wondering if Bench might hit him. You see him right there. He didn't make contact with him. It was almost like Bench was just trying to get out of the way and didn't know which way Dugas was going to go. But it's pretty clear that, at least if nothing else, Bench, I don't think Dugas is scoring on that play anyway. But Maneri's out there trying to say, hey, you never gave my guy a shot because he got in his way. But first and third here, nobody out.
So it's still at the top of the 6th. Runners at first and third.
So Giovanni DiGiacomo.
Comes up
looking
here
for his first RBI in SEC play. So we got 3 on the year. Limited action this season for DiGiacomo because of some injuries along the way. 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk. 99th pitch of the game for Doug Nikhazy. It's bunted. A safety squeeze. Fielded by Nikhazy. Goes to the plate. And he's not going to get it anywhere.
Runner was saved.
A near impossible play trying to get the lead run.
Get the run home. So
in fairness, it was going to be tough to get DiGiacomo at first as well.
Safety squeeze.
That's a safety squeeze right there. So Dugas is looking for anything down angle. And DiGiacomo puts it down in the perfect spot. We see Shatney is not anywhere close to the bag, and Nikhazy fields his ball. There's just no way. He makes
I really do.
Pretty athletic play just to try to.
That's what you have to do when it comes down to it.
But there's no chance
you want to knock home runs out of the ballpark.
So LSU twice tonight has failed to get down a bunt to advance the runners.
So runner so that's
as DiGiacomo laid down a beautiful bunt single on the infield, picks up an RBI, and LSU takes a 1-0 lead. Here in the top of the 6th. Still 2 runners on and nobody out for Zach Arnold.
So it's 1-0 lead.
Squares around here.
I don't know why they
he does, and he bunts at third base side.
And a throw.
Bench over to Shatney, who they say did not get his foot on the bag in time. And LSU has the bases loaded.
The bases are now loaded. I'm loving this. I'm really loving this. I'm really loving
there.
When they put
first
down
and second
those
with nobody out.
That's an excellent
As a third baseman,
right
you have the ball coming down like that.
The third baseline, he throws it.
Shatney's just unable to find his footing. But in that situation, Baker has the first base side. Shatney's got to cover for him at first. And then no matter what, Bench's got to take anything that's bunted hard. And that's exactly what happened. Well executed bunts back-to-back by LSU.
So Hayden Dunhurst will go out and have a conversation with Doug Nikhazy. Leadoff double by Gavin Dugas. Hard hit single by Cade Doty. And then back-to-back bunts with both men reaching safely. First one was a safety squeeze. They actually gave DiGiacomo a fielder's choice instead of a base hit, which
showing 1-0. I don't know why it's not showing.
But he picked up an RBI. And then Zach Arnold reaches.
I have to try to.
What I assume is going to be scored an error.
It should have been a run. This is a run.
And you just saw Shatney. He was trying to catch it as he was trying to find his footing. It's a tough play.
It was error.
Ole Miss will play in at the corners with Bench and Baker.
1-0.
Double play depth in the middle of the infield. Breaking ball, strike one to Drew Bianco.
Bases loaded. This is a great opportunity for the Tigers to bust it open right here in the top of the 6th. Still 1-0.
LSU with the bases loaded and nobody out. 1 run across in the top of the 6th inning, leading it 1-0.
Pitch. It's going to be fouled off.
Bianco fouls it off and is behind in the count now 0-2.
So
strikeout here would be huge for Doug Nikhazy. It would bring a double play.
I mean, we just got to pull the ball here. We're just going to kind of hit the ball in this
into the equation.
That's what we got to do.
First, he's got to worry about Bianco at the plate.
We got to do.
And they got Bianco.
I know they're
the
Ole Miss Rebel guys.
On the 0-1, so they either have to double up or give them something else.
We got to get some hits here for the Tigers, so that's so we have to do that. So still 1-0 on a sack bunt by Zach Arnold put the Tigers up 1-0. Here's the pitch. That's going to be high.
Upstairs there with a fastball for ball 1 to Drew Bianco.
1-2.
So just kind of cleaning up the score. Giacomo reaches on a fielder's choice, but he does get a sacrifice. And picked up an RBI.
So he'll get so the Giacomo will get the sack bunt. So that's going to be fouled off.
That's a strikeout.
It is a strikeout.
Ball got to the backstop, but nowhere for Bianco to go with first base occupied. So that's the first out of the inning, and the second time that Drew Bianco has struck out of the game.
I mean, they starting to get
there was a lot to digest on that one. Bianco chases one really at his eyes, and I don't know I think he might have crossed Dunhurst up right there. You saw him talking to Nikhazy. A big strikeout by Doug Nikhazy there, but interesting. Just see this fastball. Yeah, it completely crossed up Dunhurst. He was expecting a curveball down, and luckily for him, didn't square him up right in the mask.
So 1 out in the inning, and Alex Milazzo takes strike 1.
Top of 6, strike 1.
Milazzo 1 for 2 in the game. He struck out in the second and had a single in the 5th. 10 strikeouts tonight from Doug Nikhazy.
Pitch.
Swing and a miss for strike 2.
That's 0-2.
Good pitch there by Nikhazy. Last at bat, he got Milazzo to look at a curveball on the 0-0 count, try to sneak a fastball by him, and he put it up the middle for a base hit. He doubles up there with the curveball now, can go wherever he wants.
The 0-2 coming to Milazzo. Got him swinging, back-to-back strikeouts. That's the 11th of the game for Doug Nikhazy.
107 on
it's all about minimizing
Nikhazy,
right now.
On pitch count.
LSU had 4 straight reach safely to start the inning.
And look at the break there on that pitch. When you got 106 pitches, there's no waste pitches on the 0-2 counts. You see Milazzo way out there on his front foot. 3 terrific curveballs in a row by Doug Nikhazy.
Top of the order and a huge spot for Trey Morgan with the bases loaded and 2 out. He's got a walk, a single, and a strikeout.
Pitch.
First pitch to Morgan, called strike on the outside corner. Through the slider there. Leadoff double followed by a single. Giovanni DiGiacomo laid down a bunt, got a sacrifice, reached on a fielder's choice, and drove in the first run of the game. And Zach Arnold laid down a sacrifice bunt, reached on an error. Charged to the second baseman.
That's going to be a
Here's
base
chopper,
hit.
Middle of the infield. Tough play. And nobody comes away with it now. Late throw to the plate. 1 run will score, but DiGiacomo will not score. LSU runs into the 3rd out of the inning. So the Tigers get 2.
So 2 runs in the inning for the Tigers. Here in the top of the 6th. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Still 2-0. LSU on top. Let's give you the scoring plays. In the top of the 6th, 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 error, 2 men left on base. That was in the top of the 6th. So your score is still 2-0. Okay, let's give you an update on some NBA scores going on, NBA games going on tonight in the on this Friday night. Okay, Hawks on top 95-89. That's in the 4th quarter. Also, Nets on top 78-71. Also, it is Cavaliers on top 59-54. Also, it is Clippers on top 65-61. And the Wizards on top 70-68. That game is in the halftime period. So halftime period for them. So let's see if we can give you Major League Baseball updates. Major League Baseball. Okay, Major League Baseball scoreboard. So we'll go to the bottom of the sixth. Darn it.
Couple of runs in the top of the sixth inning, and Ole Miss now playing from behind for the first time tonight.
Okay,
crazy half inning in the top of the sixth. LSU got 2
in there for
could have been more, and we now go to the bottom of the sixth.
Ball. So Laborers comes up. That's going to be in there for 2-0.
2-0 to Jacob Gonzalez, top of the order.
Okay, the A's on top 3-1, bottom of the seventh. Rolls on top 6-2. Yankees on top 5-3.
Ground ball right side. Bianco fields it on a big hop, throws over to Morgan.
In time.
And there's one away.
So one gone for the Rebels.
Yeah, this is the benefit of
Boston on
having
top
a lot of sink to your fastball. That 2-0 fastball
also,
was up in the zone,
Toronto on
just
top
dips underneath
bottom
the
of
barrel
7th.
of Gonzalez.
And the Mets on top.
Get another leadoff out here for
bases
Lavis.
all loaded. 2 gone. Also, Braves on top 4-2, top of the 7th.
Outside for ball 1 to Peyton Chatagnier.
Top of the 7th. Also, Astros and A's, no score. So that's the Angels, Astros and Angels. Pirates and Twins.
Twins just off the plate for ball 2.
Also, the White Sox on top 5-0. Reds on top down 5-0.
A scoring opportunity for Ole Miss came in the 4th inning after back-to-back singles from Chatagnier and Graham to start the inning. This is a roller on the left side, backhanded in the hole by Thompson. The throw at first.
2 gone.
Called it out, but an immediate request for an appeal as Mike Bianco from the Ole Miss dugout thought that Morgan pulled his foot.
I mean, what an effort by Morgan, though. I mean, you can't do anything else. Look at the stretch there.
I think he held it.
Yeah, I don't see a whole lot of daylight between his foot and the bag. Great play by Thompson.
On the bag.
Great play by Morgan there at first base.
On the bag.
On that first look, it really looked like Trey Morgan was able to keep his toe on the bag.
Assuming this holds, I mean, that's 2 pitches in a row, 2-0 counts for Ole Miss with Gonzalez and Chatagnier, where they got balls up in the zone.
So we have another review.
Infield.
Let's see the throw.
Get another look-see ball.
Looking at it. Yep, his toe
on the corner of the bag.
On that foot. What's on that bag?
I don't think you can see anything from that angle to make you think overturn it. And I'm not sure that his foot ever came off the bag, to be perfectly honest.
Probably gonna stand. Hopefully it does. That'll be an output. Tigers.
I don't see anything that would make me believe that you'd overturn that one for sure. But again, can't say enough about the defensive plays by LSU tonight.
And it does stand.
So the call on the field is upheld as we thought it was going to be. Really good play at first. Trey Morgan has played a great defensive first base tonight.
His toe was definitely on that bag, and it wasn't going to be overturned. No.
Ole Miss just has not put much pressure on LSU. The Rebels have 4 hits in the game. All 4 hits are singles. 1 from Hayden Dunhurst, 1 from Peyton Chatagnier, 1 from Kevin Graham, and 1 from T.J. McCants.
Here's the pitch. That's going to be towards the backstop. That's going to be ball 1.
Again, we talked about this in the last half inning. A.J. Labus in great shape from a pitch count, and now he's got a 2-0 lead, just sitting on 70 pitches for the game.
Pitch. In there for
both of these offenses coming into this game, it was both the number one objective had to get into the bullpens because that's going to be where you're going to find the weaknesses on both of these teams. And Casey is able to wiggle out. It's only 2 runs, but you got to imagine he may come back out, but his day is nearly over, but Labus 71 and still cruising.
LSU as a staff has only 6 saves this year, 3 for Devin Fontenot and 3 for Garrett Edwards, and both of those guys pitch. High fly ball, deep center field. You can forget about that one over the batter's eye. Kevin Graham with a bomb, and it's a 2-1 ball game.
Last night, Ole Miss goes down. Kevin Graham steps to the plate.
So Kevin Graham gets a home run here in this
absolute missile.
6th inning.
Center.
The score is 2-1.
The batter's it's a fastball.
Tigers on top.
And again, we've talked about the 2-0 pitches that were missed in the last 2 at bats. This one was not missed at all. See him go down and absolutely blast that one out of here. And the crowd finally back in it for Ole Miss.
Where this ball goes over. Wow. It's about 15, 20 feet of separation from the fence and the bottom of the batter's eye where it starts. That one cleared it by plenty at the top. So now 2-1, and here's Hayden Dunhurst.
So Dunhurst comes up.
This just missed back-to-back home runs last night in the first inning from Graham and Dunhurst. Dunhurst hooked one foul down the right field line.
Bottom of the 6th.
He lifts this one the opposite way to left. Dugas on the run to the track, reaches up, it's off the wall. Hayden Dunhurst will cruise into second with a double. He just missed for the second night in a row. A back-to-back situation.
I'll be honest with you,
back showers here at Swayze
baseball team, I'm going to tell you, they just hit the ball tonight.
Finally starting to see the ball up. He doesn't try to pull it, drives it to left field, and
that was a great play too. Right there. That's a double.
About a foot more, we are tied here at Swayze Field.
Left center field.
And a meeting on the mound for LSU after back-to-back hard hit balls. The home run for Kevin Graham was his 8th of the year. It was his 3rd in SEC play.
Laborers, I'm going to tell you, they're going to have to get him out of there because he's kind of getting popped in this game.
And the first 2
6
extra
hits,
base hits
1 run, one of them was earned. He struck out 3. So
just great job.
He's giving up one earned run. So they're going to have to.
Dunhurst just taking the ball where it's at. Now all of a sudden, Labus has to really, for the first time, as you said, maybe one other inning, he's had stressful pitching.
He's going to have to try. He's not. He's throwing pitches.
Bench is able to continue this inning, and if he does, you'll see LSU start to get open up and moving.
Up and in that zone where they can hit that ball.
Alan Dunn finishes up the meeting on the mound with A.J. Labus. Back-to-back 2-out base hits for Ole Miss. A solo home run by Kevin Graham and a double the opposite way off the top of the wall from Hayden Dunhurst. And now Justin Bench.
That's going to be in there.
Trying to keep the inning going.
Ball 1. 1-0 is the count. Justin Bench comes up here in the bottom of the 6th.
No offense for either team for 5 innings. LSU strikes for 2 in the top of the 6th. Ole Miss has answered with a run in the bottom of the 6th inning. Justin Bench in on the hands, yanked it foul over to the LSU dugout.
This game's felt like 2 boxers just feeling each other out for the first couple rounds, and then somebody finally lands one, and now all of a sudden you got an all-out brawl. And
I'll tell you, this is definitely going to be a fight him out to the end.
Fastball there, got a piece of it held on to by Milazzo. And Justin Bench is behind in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes for
438
Justin
feet
Betts
on the home run from Kevin Graham.
We got Ole Miss Rebels.
Labus a pitch away from getting out of the inning.
He
gets a swing and a miss. Back-to-back fastball with a little late life on them.
But Ole Miss gets one back here at the bottom of the 6th. We go to the top of the 7th. LSU on top 2-1 here on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Thanks for joining us here. So let's give you the scoring plays. Let's do that. Okay, the scoring plays after the bottom of the 6th. 1 run, 2 hits No errors, 1 man left on base. So that is for the Ole Miss Rebels. Once again, your score is 2-1 here on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Let's give an update on Tulane baseball. Let's see if we can get an update on the Tulane baseball game. We have to stay muted during the broadcast commercial breaks. Once again, we're not allowed to do any video footage during the game because we're not. We are subject to copyrights if we do. So we have to once again be respectful to their rules on all 3 of the networks. So let's give you an update on Tulane and Memphis. Tulane and Memphis, that game is a final for 2. Tulane wins. Your winning pitcher was Jack Aldridge, 2-1. Zach DeVito got the win. It's the save, excuse me. Zach DeVito got the save in the game, so Zach DeVito got the save. So Tulane wins 13-2 and also 4-2. So they will play. Looks like they'll play another one tomorrow. Hopefully the rain will hold off. So we'll get back to game coverage. LSU and Ole Miss. Let me get this switch back in. We don't touch the
Ole Miss through the first 5. It's the Tigers leading 2-1 over the Rebels as we go to the top of the 7th, and Wes Burton comes in place of
Doug Wes Burton comes in.
On the mound for Ole Miss, making his 11th appearance of the year. He's 0-0 with a 1.93 ERA. 4th appearance in an SEC game.
So let's give you McKay's numbers.
He's coming with a lot of energy. He's got a fastball that's going to sit in the low 90s.
McKay, 6 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs.
Reminds me of Grant Powell.
1 return. He struck out
the big leagues for a couple clubs, just yelling at himself the whole time. He's just going to come in a big spot here now. Ole Miss is able to counter there and get the home run. It's a big spot. If he throws up a 0 here, there'll be a lot of energy in this ballpark for Ole Miss.
So Wes Burton into the game
here in the,
after Doug Nikhazy.
Top of the 7th. Here's your pitch.
Throws 6 innings.
That's going to be in there
pitch,
for
91-mile-an-hour fastball. Check swing, strike 1 to Dylan Cruz, who's been on base twice tonight.
So
singled in the first, flew out in the 3rd, reached on a fielder's choice in the 5th.
You pitch in there for ball 1.
Well, I suppose for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Doug Nikhazy, 6 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs, only 1 earned. 3 walks and 11 strikeouts tonight.
And that pitch is going to be
2-1 now to Dylan Cruz.
2-1, it's in the dirt, 2-1.
LSU in the 6th inning, leadoff double that hit on the line.
Okay, tomorrow night, Pelicans basketball.
We will be back here for the
Pelicans tomorrow night. So Pelicans
followed by a single from Cade Doty. We got runners at the corners. That's when things got weird. Giacomo laid down a sacrifice bunt, reached on a fielder's choice. A safety squeeze, drove in the first run of the game. Zach Arnold laid down a bunt and reached safely on a sacrifice, but there was an error charged to the second baseman, Chatagnier. Then back-to-back strikeouts of Drew Bianco and Alex Milazzo. LSU had the bases loaded with 2 out. Trey Morgan hit a chopper on the infield. There wasn't going to be a play at first. He got a single and picked up an RBI on it, but Giacomo tried to score from second, was thrown out by a couple of steps at the plate.
Still
LSU got 2 runs on 3 hits in the 6th inning. Two and two to Dylan Cruz.
2-2. Dylan Cruz coming up. His pitch.
Ball lined up the middle of base hit, breaking ball and hung, and Dylan Cruz did not miss it.
The runner at first and nobody out.
Yeah, that ball just belt high. We saw Burton go to it. He threw him a heavy dose of fastball. Burton's a fastball guy. He fills up the zone with a lot of fastballs and tries to the 2-2. Tries to go to that curveball for the first time tonight, and Cruz made him pay.
The only time tonight that LSU has not had the leadoff man on in an inning was the fourth when Cade Doty struck out. Morgan walked to start the game. Doty led off the second with a double. Morgan led off the third with a single. Milazzo led off the fifth with a single. Dugas led off the sixth with a double, and you get a single from Dylan Cruz here to start the seventh. Jordan Thompson comes up empty for strike one.
So 0-1. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Not a good night. 3 strikeouts. Jordan Thompson. Pitch.
The 0-1 to Thompson.
Going to be
this
high.
One way upstairs, gets off the mitt of Dunhurst, and Dylan Cruz will easily go to second on the wild pitch.
So wild pitch for the Ole Miss pitchers.
Oh, missed the strike zone by about 4 or 5 feet.
Earlier today in the SEC, South Carolina and Arkansas played game one of a doubleheader. South Carolina split the series with the Razorbacks with a 6-2 win. They're in the bottom of the 8th inning of game 2 with Arkansas leading 5-1. So the Razorbacks trying to win another series in the SEC. Florida and Auburn are tied at 2 in the bottom of the 8th inning on the Plains. Mississippi State jumped down to a 1-0 lead over Vanderbilt in the fourth. They've not scored 6. They're down at the top of the 6th inning.
So we'll give you an NBA Vanderbilt update. And that throw is going to be.
How did Thompson get a bat on that? Self-defense.
I was going to say, it's either bunted or you're going to get hit with it. And it's going to be a strike
on ESPN. It is Nets on top, 94-79.
The bottom of the 4th inning to take that 4-1 lead over Mississippi State. Top 5 matchup.
6:08 remaining
in Nashville tonight.
4th quarter against the Miami Heat.
Tennessee and Texas A&M game 1 of their series
Cleveland on top, 74-72. And also, it is the Rockets on top, 76-72.
Tomorrow in College Station.
And also, Washington on top, 88-80. That game's going
2
on
strikes
as well.
to Jordan Thompson.
And
it's a high fly ball that's foul. Hit that one a ton.
The foul.
Left field line.
So that's still 1-2.
Stay on the roof with a few others.
So 1-2 is your count.
Where'd the tennis balls come from? Is that from kids down below?
Yeah, I think that wall down there.
Okay, let's give you an NHL scoreboard update.
Off the concession stand is a very active
NHL
place
games
for kids
going on
playing
in
wall ball there. So
tonight here on a Friday evening.
Burton tries to go back to that breaking ball. I think you might see a fastball maybe upstairs again.
Okay, Sabres on top 5-4. Nashville on top 2-0. That's in the going to the
Dylan
third.
Cruz leads LSU
Also,
with 11 stolen bases on the year. 11 out of 13.
Flames in Montreal, Canadiens tied up at 1. Also, Rangers on top 4-1. So that is in the final stages. So it's the final score in that one. Fouled off.
Thompson gets a piece, fouls it to the net behind home plate, and we'll do it again.
So once again,
still nobody throwing in the LSU bullpen, and Paul Mainieri, Alan Dunn want to ride A.J. Labus as long as they can. Mentioned that all 6 of LSU's saves belong to either Fontenot or Edwards, and both of those guys pitched last night. Edwards 2/3 of an inning, walked a batter, and Devin Fontenot went 3 innings. He threw 58 pitches. You got to think Devin Fontenot not available tonight as Thompson fouls back another. Similarly, for Ole Miss, Taylor Broadway probably not an option for the Rebels after 47 pitches and 3 innings of work last night.
Still 2-1.
See, Burton mixes it up here. He's trying to go back upstairs a couple times to Thompson. He's fouled off a few now.
So Hayden Dunhurst waved that off with Burton, and now time called at the plate.
So time call. Okay, let's give you some MLB scores. We'll give you some MLB games going on here in the
Another 1-2 coming with Cruz at second and nobody out. This one's hammered foul, third base side. Good battle going here between Wes Burton
A's on top
and Jordan Thompson, who's happy to see somebody besides Doug Nikhazy on the mound. He was 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts, 2 swinging and 1 looking.
On top, 5-3. Red Sox on top, 5-2.
Yeah, for 3 at-bats like that, you'd be fine seeing Nolan Ryan or something like that. Nikhazy certainly had his number, but so far he's battled up with Burton, who's tried again, slipped those fastballs by him. With Cruz, he tried to come with the breaking ball to 2-2, and he made him pay. See if he goes back to it.
And the Twins on top 2-0, top of the 7th, ground ball.
Pulled down the third base line.
Down the third base line, still foul. So he's getting pretty good cuts. Jordan Thompson
sailed out of the way on that one, which was probably a wise idea.
The White Sox on top 5-2, top 4.
Was hit very well, and again, Burton.
Cardinals on top,
just like with Cruz, after a couple fastballs in a row, just the breaking balls up. Thompson rips it foul. Now decision time if Mike Bianco comes pitches here.
Top 4.
Just a 1-2 count, but this is the 9th pitch of the at-bat.
1-2 count.
Swing and a miss. Burton gets a big strikeout for the first out of the inning. Here at the top of the 7th. And Jordan Thompson is now 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts tonight.
Top of the 7th.
Just fastball challenges him, gets that one down and in a little bit. Thompson unable, just tough night for him at the plate. Burton fired up. Dugas coming to the plate for LSU.
Gavin Dugas takes high for ball 1.
Ball 1. So 1-0 is the count for Gavin Dugas.
Wes Burton does not hide his emotions. Gave up a leadoff single to Dylan Cruz. He got to second on a wild pitch during the Jordan Thompson at-bat. Ended up getting a strikeout there, and he's 1-0 on Gavin Dugas, who's 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored.
Pitch. That's going to be in there for
the fastball up, and it's 2-0.
Ball 2. 2-0 is the count.
You can't watch Wes Burton too closely. You'll be exhausted if you do.
I'm telling you, man. I'm watching Grant Balfour pitch for many years, and he was just to crack everybody up in the stands except for the opposing teams.
There's a strike to Dugas.
Strike 2-1.
Big frame. All he does is throw heaters in there most of the time he's in. And for Ole Miss, Burton's a guy that, I think they need to step up. They're looking for guys out of the bullpen right now. They're searching for that guy that can bridge the gap and eat up innings when their starters come out. And Mike Bianco, you'd love to see Burton wiggle out of this one.
3-1 now to Gavin Dugas. Cade Doty will hit next for LSU. He's had a good game tonight. 2 for 3 with a run scored.
So 3-1 is your count. That's on
swing and a miss there.
That makes it 3-2.
92 on that fastball. So Burton velocity just starting to tick up a little bit. Imagine you'll see another fastball here and challenge Dugas.
Dylan Cruz at second. Dugas at the plate with a full count. The pitch from Wes Burton. Popped it up.
Popped up.
First base side, foul territory, and Cale Baker squeezes it for the second out of the inning.
2 outs in the inning for the
That's a big out for Wes Burton there. Dugas found himself in a really great count, and you know that Burton's going to come at you with a fastball. In that situation, he's able to work himself back into it. And it's a dangerous Dugas to pop up, and now he's got a chance to erase that guy at second base.
Now Cade Doty hit a one-hop double the opposite way off the right center field wall in the second inning. Struck out in the fourth. He followed Dugas's leadoff double with a single. Check swing, foul ball into the seats on the first base side, or into the net, I should say. Giovanni DiGiacomo would hit next for LSU. Wes Burton trying to keep him in the on-deck circle with the runner on second and 2 out. No balls and 2 strikes now to Cade Doty.
It's like Happy Gilmore on the tee box, getting the crowd fired up.
Yep. Getting that crowd fired up.
The 0-2.
And it's going to be about, so it's going to be 0-2.
He does look like he's having fun.
He does. Again, these 2 guys from Ole Miss, you see them out there, they're very animated. See the crowd now really into it.
That's,
no balls and 2 strikes to Cade Doty.
So Cade Doty, here's the pitch. Foul ball.
That's 2 pitches in a row where he's gone down and just gotten a piece of a fastball at or below the knees, kind of on the outside corner. A couple of really good defensive swings.
Yeah, he's really put him on the really good location. And when Burton gets in trouble, it's when he's wild, way out of zone. But right there, he's been in a great spot. See where they go. Maybe try to go upstairs with Doty.
The 0-2. 0-2. Swing and a miss. Got him to chase one off the plate. After a leadoff single and a wild pitch, strikeout.
So a strikeout in the inning. Once again, we go to the bottom of the 7. 2-1 Tigers on top. So I'll be honest with you. Look, they got to once again preserve these 1-run leads. That's just what they have to do, because to be honest with you, Ole Miss, they're definitely going to come back in this game if they don't preserve these leads. So AJ Labors tonight, I'm going to be honest with you. Right now, he has given up 6 hits, 1 run. One of them was earned. He walked 0 and struck out 4. But the thing is, he's going to have to get his pitches up and try to get these quick out if he's in this inning coming up for the Ole Miss Rebels here in the bottom of the 7. So bottom of the 7, still 2-1. So I'll be honest with you, that's what we have to do. So let's go ahead and we'll give you an NBA, once again, NBA updates. I'm going to go ahead and pull my screens up, NBA score updates. So I'm going to go to the NBA side. We'll give you another NBA scoreboard update. Okay, 98-95, Nets on top, 98-95. Also, Atlanta on top, 118-103. Just 17 seconds remaining in that game. Now, 118-103. Also, Charlotte on top, 83-80. Houston on top, 80-76. And the Wizards on top, 100-90. That game's going on in the 4th. So we will return to the LSU.
Hayden Leatherwood, Cale Baker, and T.J. McCants to start things off for Ole Miss against A.J. Labus. Still nobody throwing in the LSU bullpen.
In there for a strike.
Leatherwood takes strike 1. First pitch, backdoor slider. Leatherwood struck out on 3 pitches in his last at bat. A little low there for ball 1.
Swing and a miss.
A 3-quarter swing there for Hayden Leatherwood. Fooled on the breaking ball for strike 2.
So Leatherwood, strike 2, 1-2 is your count.
It's a good changeup. A couple of fastballs on the outside part. Pulls the string on the changeup. Leatherwood, no chance there.
Swing and a miss.
And chases one down and away. So tough at bat for Hayden Leatherwood. He's been so locked in at the plate over the last couple of weeks. can't help
So
but wonder if
5
the
strikeouts
collision
for
in the
AJ
outfield
Labors tonight in this game
is affecting him a little bit
5
at the plate as well.
Yeah, and those are good pitches by Labus. I mean, a couple fastballs there on the outside part, and you just see it when the hitter's looking at that window.
I mean, they have to, like
where
I
the
said,
ball's coming out of Labus's hand.
Yeah,
everything looks exact
he
same.
has to continue
He pulls the string on the
doing
changeup after 2 fastballs. It's really good pitching there.
In there
another
for
changeup
a
there to
ball.
Baker.
Change-up pitch.
Through 6 1/3, AJ Labus has allowed 6 hits, 1 earned run. It was a solo home run. It was a monster shot.
So
Ken
Kel
Graham.
Baker in the swing and a miss. So that's going to bring
Baker
up one
swings and misses at a fastball just off the plate. That fastball, the last couple of innings, has really had some late life to it.
Pitch. That is going to bring
2 balls and a strike now to Cale Baker. 2 home runs on the season for Baker, both in non-conference games.
Pitch coming up. In there for a strike.
That's one
So
Cale
that's
Baker's
even
going to
the
want
count
back.
2-2.
The crowd is.
To Cale
I'm
Baker.
not sure what the reaction was. That was a strike all day long.
If you're Cale Baker and you get that fastball in the inner part of the plate, you really got to pull the trigger there because Labus hasn't missed too many times in that spot to the right-handers.
So here the 2-2 to Baker.
And that
lays
pitch
off the breaking ball down for ball
makes
3.
it 3-2. Cale Baker. Pitch.
Full count from Labus.
Ground
Ground
ball.
ball left side, cut off by the
side
third
throw,
baseman.
and
Doty
time.
throws over.
So that brings up
Confidence in that throw from Doty. A little hop as he let it fly.
Bottom,
the second out of the inning.
The guy over there made that look awfully easy. Like he was just playing catch in the backyard. But a good job by Doty to cut that ball off and just makes a nice, easy flip over to first base. And now Labus again, 2 quick outs.
And that's a play that Thompson probably makes behind him, but you tell your third baseman, go get it if you can.
Yeah, you always want to take – if you can get it on a straight line angle to second base as a third baseman or an angle to first base, you take it 100 out of 100 times.
Pitch.
McCants.
In right field.
Base hit to right.
So McCants gets
4th 2-out base hit of the game
gets
for
on,
Ole Miss. Another single. Rebels have now 7 hits in the game. 5 of the 7 are singles. And John Rice Plumlee will be pinch hit for here by Ben Van Cleve.
So Ben Van Cleve coming up for John
Ben
Rice
Van Cleve
Plumlee.
will get the pinch hit opportunity in place of Plumlee, who was 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout. Saw Cade Salmons out running in between innings, so the assumption is that Salmons will go to right field. Ben Van Cleve with his first opportunity to swing this weekend. Check swing, throw to second is high, and McCants has the stolen base.
Stolen base. So McCants steals second.
Check swing, strike 1 to Van Cleve, but the Rebs now have McCants in scoring position.
Couple things on that one. They called Van Cleve on the swing there, on the strike, but McCants did a really great job, man. 1-0 in his previous at bat, gets a changeup, drives it to right field, does the exact same thing there, now swipes a bag.
TJ McCants now 4 for 4 in stolen bases. Ben Van Cleve looking to drive in a run and tie the game. He's got 11 runs batted in this season.
Pitch.
He lifts it the opposite way. Cruz, few steps in, makes the easy catch, and Ole Miss strands another base runner.
So we go over to the top of the 8th. Your score is 2-1 Tigers here on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So that's once again the inning is over, and we'll give you the plays. Let's give you those plays after the bottom of the 7th. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left on base. So that's in the bottom of the 7th for the Ole Miss Rebels. So your score is still 2-1. here on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. We are live, so let's see. Okay, I'm going to give you an scoreboard update. Let's see what's happening in other college baseball games tonight. Let's go over to the Sun Belt Conference, see if we got any Sun Belt action going on tonight. Okay, ULM wins 12-1 over Southern. Louisiana loses 8-2 to Arkansas Little Rock. Liberty defeats Coastal Carolina 5-2. That's in the bottom of the 8th, so they're winning right now. Top of the 6th, Troy on top 1-0. Bottom of the 4th, South Alabama is on top 4-0. And also Arkansas State is on top of Texas State 1-0. That game is in the bottom of the 2nd. So that's in the Sun Belt tonight. Sun Belt baseball tonight. Southland Conference baseball games. Let's give you an update in those games. Let's see if we got any updates on Corpus Christi. And it is 12-5. Corpus Christi on top, bottom at 7, 12-5. Corpus Christi on top. So I'm looking at those box scores and see if they got an update. Okay, Abilene Christian loses 12-1 to Incarnate Word, so 12-1 Incarnate Word wins. So we will get back to game coverage. LSU and Ole Miss. We're on the top of the 8th.
Week 6
LSU
in the SEC. Tigers with a 2-1 lead over Ole Miss. As we go to the 8th, Wes Burton stays in the game. And Giovanni DiGiacomo leads things off for LSU. Lifts the ball to shallow right field where Cade Salmons has just checked in. Dumps one in for a base hit. And once again, LSU has the leadoff man on base. That is 7 times in 8 innings. And yet, only 2 runs in the game.
And you see him
a nice little fly ball off right there.
Fastball pitchers, right, you get anything so that you can handle.
Base hit.
Does get it off the end of the bat, but as you said, another lead off.
Giovanni DiGiacomo.
Man on for LSU, just been all over the places tonight. Pretty amazing, actually, that Giovanni and Burton
so next one is Zach Arnold coming up here
situations
in the bottom top of the 8th. Here's pitch. That's going to be in there for strike.
First pitch strike to Zach Arnold, the DH tonight for LSU. Is 0 for 2.
Takes the first strike, 0-1.
Ground out, line out. Reached on an error, but it was a sacrifice on a bunt attempt in his last at bat. Wes Burton gave up a single in the 7th inning, got strikeout, pop-out, strikeout to get out of it. To allow the runner to get to second on a wild pitch. This ball is hit a mile. It's going to end up probably on Old Taylor Road. I hope that's not where you were parked. Probably not if you're watching in the ballpark, but probably not if you're watching, but that ball was hit a long way.
The ball going into your car. Your windows will be fucking, you ain't got to worry about damage from wind. You'll be worried about.
The 0-2 to Arnold. Strike 3 called. Burton paints the outside corner at the knees. For his 3rd strikeout since entering.
Look, we cannot continue to strike out in these games.
Yeah, great location there by Burton. Watch this ball.
Very important for the LSU Tigers.
The outside part of the play. I mean, can't do any better than that. No waste pitch on the 0-2.
So that's something we cannot continue to do.
LSU's been bunting all night.
That was a bad
leadoff guy in the 2-1 game. Arnold had already put one down today. Did not do it. Now Burton's got a chance to get a ground ball, get himself out of the inning.
Here's Drew Bianco.
Drew Bianco coming up.
Giovanni DiGiacomo.
Here in the top of the 8th, one going.
Over at first base, has a stolen base tonight. It was his 4th of the year. He's not been caught stealing this season.
For 2, not a good night for him. Striking out.
Arkansas beat South Carolina 5-1 to win another series.
So we'll be giving you the SEC scoreboard in just a few minutes, and that's going to be
strike
for a strike.
How about this note?
So it's going to be
Arkansas away from Baum Walker Stadium this season is 12-3. All 15 of those games away from their home ballpark have come against top 20 opponents.
Pitching.
Pretty good resume they put together. Now at 13-5 overall in league play. 0-2 down to Drew Bianco.
0-2. Drew Bianco here in the top of the 8th. Score is still 2-1.
Yeah, they got Bianco on an upstairs fastball in his last AB. And Burton fastball pitcher, see if they do that. I'm going to try to split one off the plate.
That's going to be outside, and that's going to be ball 1.
2 games going on in the league at this point as Vanderbilt leads Mississippi State 4-1 in the 8th inning. Missouri beat Georgia 6-4. Alabama 10-1 over Kentucky. Florida wins 4-2 against Auburn.
I don't know why these idiots don't ask people. Looks like
Ball and 2 strikes to Drew Bianco.
Good job by Bianco to get himself back into it. Now 2-2 count. See if Burton mixes it up or always stays with the heater.
Leadoff single as Giovanni DiGiacomo dumped one out into right field.
Pitch coming up
Zach Arnold
here,
struck out looking.
2
balls and 2 strikes to Drew Bianco.
Fouled off again.
Fouls it off to stay alive at the plate.
So I'm gonna tell you, we got to get this runs
Bianco
home.
got a couple of strikeouts tonight.
It's very important.
DiGiacomo might get started over at first base.
Cannot continue to just let this.
Burton just pumping in those fastballs. Sometimes you can just lose sight of that runner. DiGiacomo 3 for 3 in stolen bags this year.
2-2 pitch, line down the right field line, but it's foul.
It's going to be a foul ball. He's watching the game. I am. But I'm calling the game. I'm calling it on 2-2 is the count to Bianco. I'll be honest with you, Bianco is getting some pretty good.
It'll be tough to all pitches against your own son.
That's one thing he's getting.
Just can't imagine.
When it comes down to it, it's just not the.
See where they go now. The 2-2 has fouled off a couple fastballs in a row here.
Fly ball.
High fly ball.
To left field.
Shallow left field. Kevin Graham.
Caught.
2 down.
That's going to bring. It's going to be 2 outs. Milazzo
Burton's
up.
challenged Bianco the entire bat with fastballs there.
It's 1 for 3.
Fly out now 2 down. Burton would be a big inning if Burton's able to get through the 8th here.
So that's like I said, we got to, like I said.
Two down, top of the 8th inning. Leadoff man DiGiacomo still at first base with Milazzo at the plate. See if DiGiacomo tries to get to second on his own.
And therefore a strike.
As Milazzo takes strike 1.
Milazzo, I'm going to tell you.
A couple of strikeouts. Milazzo wrapped around a single in the 5th inning.
But the other times he did strike out. That's going to be
kind of got away from West Burton.
Outside, a little bit outside. That's going to break 1-1.
40 pitches for Burton.
Yep, he's up to 40, so 40 on his pitch count for Burton.
Looks like he's going to stay with the old number 1 here.
So here's the pitch.
He gets a swing and a miss.
This guy, Burton, I'm going to tell you.
Lost a couple of ticks on the fastball. He's been at 88 on his last 2.
Pretty damn consistent tonight.
I've seen him as high as 92, maybe 93 tonight.
The velo may be down. The enthusiasm is still up. The energy level has not dropped off at all.
True statement. 1-run ball game. LSU runner at first. The 1-2 pitch.
And it's going to be fouled away. So that's going to bring it once
Came
again.
Across at 90 from West Burton.
Still 1-2.
He gives you all he's got. There's no question about that.
Here on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. We're
Miss
live
9-7
here.
Third place in the West, the 1-2.
Fly ball.
Fly ball to center.
Center field, and as
AJ McCants has to wait a while on that one. Makes the catch, and LSU strands.
So the inning is over. So once again, LSU in the inning. Let's get those innings up. LSU in the inning. In the top of the eighth, strand one runner. They had one hit, so one hit, no runs. We're going to the bottom of the eighth. So Labor is still in for. So Gonzalez will come up tonight. He's 0 for 3, so Gonzalez comes up. So in the bottom of the eighth, LSU still leading 2-1 here in the bottom of inning number 8. Here on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, we all live. Also, Matt Moscona is talking about tonight's game as well. Once again, follow him on Facebook. He's also talking LSU. Yep. So the game is on. So that's why I say it's a lot of. 2-1 is your score. You're on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So let's give you NBA game updates on games going on in the NBA. Final score out of Atlanta, 118-103. Atlanta wins that game tonight. Also, Boston down 107-104. Also, Charlotte on top, 195. And the Clippers on top, 97-94. And the Washington Wizards on top, 115-100. So that is your scores for the NBA tonight. So we'll get back to LSU baseball. Still bottom of the eighth. Pretty good game going on here between the Tigers and the Rebels. That pitch is going to be in the third. Ball 1. Gonzalez comes up.
93rd pitch of the game. LSU for the first time tonight has action in its bullpen.
Pitch. In there for a strike.
1-1 to Gonzalez. LSU's 2 runs in the 6th inning scored. There were a couple of hard hit balls in that inning.
So
but the hits that drove them in were a bunt and a dribbler over the mound.
They had a nice little sac fly. The
2-1 to Jacob Gonzalez.
It's a fly ball.
Hits it high in the air to center field.
And
Giacomo goes back and comes forward, goes to his right, and squeezes it for the first out of the inning.
One going again.
And again, Gonzalez got another good pitch to hit right there.
Comes up for the Rebels.
Fastball up in the zone. He just missed. He got the barrel to it, but
AJ Labor is
again able to get the leadoff guy.
7.2 innings of work.
I'm still waiting for anybody but Graham here tonight to come up with a big hit.
0. So
regardless of the outcome of this game, Paul Mainieri could not have asked for anything more from AJ Labus than he's got.
In the third.
Couldn't ask for anything more from any of the guys. I mean, they've been all lights out for LSU.
So we all live here on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter.
It's exactly how he would want to draw up the game. And
thanks
Labus,
for joining us.
you said, he's been outstanding
LSU
tonight.
And Ole Miss. Pitch.
Chottier. Chopper to third. Easy play for Doty. The throw nearly pulled Morgan at first base. Trey Morgan fails his third baseman out there. And they're quickly 2 down here in the 8th.
2 outs at the end.
It's almost a disaster play there for Doty. Luckily, you got Gold Glove caliber first baseman over there. Just had 2 quick outs now for Ole Miss. Still not at 100 pitches.
99th pitch of the game coming here to Kevin Graham.
That pitch is
Makes
in
that
there
one
for
ball one. The last pitch that Kevin Graham saw from A.J. Labus, he hit 438 feet. 2 for 3 tonight.
Single, solo homer. And that pitch is going to be in the outside for ball.
You won't see a harder hit ball in college baseball than the one Graham hit
2
earlier.
2-0 Oppo count.
One last night as well. Ole Miss just living and dying by the long ball so far this weekend.
Kevin Graham chased one up in the zone there, fouls it off for a strike. That was either a changeup that stayed up or a breaking ball that kind of flattened out.
I think he tried to slip the 2-0 changeup by him, and it was up, but he wasn't able to do much with it.
Yes, definitely putting on plenty. It's going to be fouled off.
Graham goes to a knee to hit that one. Foul. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Labus trying to have a 1-2-3 bottom of the 8th and push at least a 1-run advantage to the 9th. LSU shifts with 2 strikes on Kevin Graham. Graham pops it up.
Pops up.
Foul territory, third base side, and that ball is not going to be caught. And because of the shift, LSU cannot get it out. Nope. That was Thompson who ran from shortstop. Look how far he had to go just to get that. That ball was hit a long way in the air.
Yeah, unfortunately, Mazo didn't take him out here. Look how close we are to a really nasty collision.
That's all he did.
Thompson, I think you saw him take a deep breath there. But yeah, the shift. At least the shift will backfire on you right there. But see where Labus goes here now and again. Another. So
that's the thing about it. This pitching for LSU tonight's been
outside for ball
on fire tonight. But
and what LSU does with their shift is something that you see some other teams do as well. They take their third baseman and move him over to the right side of the second base bat.
I mean, he's got
Drew Bianco, the second baseman's pulled over on the edge of the grass. Then Morgan trying to take the line away on the first base side. So full count coming to Kevin Graham. And it's ball 4. Kevin Graham is on base for the 3rd time tonight.
Runner at first. 2 gone.
Graham is seeing it well from Labus right now. That's a really good at bat. And a 2-out quality at bat for Kevin Graham.
Right there. That's his first walk of the night.
That is the first walk of the game from A.J. Labus. He has been in complete control and has lived in the strike zone. 104 pitches so far for the LSU Game 2 starter. As Hayden Dunhurst comes to the plate. Dunhurst is 2 for 3 tonight. A single, a pop-out, and a double. And that double, he missed a home run by a foot. Ooh.
So that's going to be strike 1.
Pitcher's pitch there from Labus, but that one looked off the plate.
So we take a strike 1. Pitch. That's going to be fouled off.
It's got to be so frustrating as a hitter as well, because now you're behind in the count 0-2, and you feel like you should be at 1-1.
2 out
and you
of
might
3,
even see a different pitch if it's
a single and
a 1-0 pitch.
And even more frustrating, guys with like Labus have that kind of movement on the ball.
Pitch.
0-2, chopped left side.
Chopped the third.
Doty waits back on it, has to hustle, and he just gets Dunhurst by a step over at first base.
So once again, LSU goes to the top of the 9th. So so the line. Let's give you the hitting lineups for the top of the 9th. So let's go ahead and give you those hitting lineups. Okay, the hitting lineups will be Trey Morgan coming up in the inning. So Trey Morgan will bat in the top of the 9th. So that's scores still 2-1. Here on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. We are live. So once again, thanks for joining us here tonight. We'll be back on tomorrow night as well. Pelicans basketball tomorrow night. So we will be we didn't do the game Thursday night. We're doing it tomorrow night. So we will be here for Pelicans basketball as well. So Also, once again, next Thursday, we will have NFL draft coverage here on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. We will be live throughout the whole draft. So we will be on for those until the draft first. Excuse me, the first round's over, so we will be on Thursday night for draft coverage. So let's get back to game coverage. LSU heading into the top of the ninth.
Single.
So
strikeout, pop out, strikeout. Gave up a leadoff single in the eighth. Got strikeout and a couple of flyouts. So 2 hits allowed by Wes Burton since entering.
Wes Burton's
good. Ole Miss has been, Casey didn't dazzle like he did last weekend, but he really, in every sense of the word, really grinded out 6 innings for Ole Miss. He gave him a quality start.
Gave up 1 earned run.
He gave him he scattered some hits. I mean, he was really good. LSU did a good job of running up his pitch count, and Burton's done exactly what you want your first guy out of the pen to do. Keep me in the ball game, let my offense get a chance to do it. And Ole Miss is still just looking for a big hit offensively.
LSU is in the insurance business right now as a light rain begins to fall here in Oxford.
So while rain's getting ready to
Trey Morgan, Dylan Cruz, and Jordan Thompson, top of the order for LSU as they look to add to their lead. And first pitch swinging, first pitch base hit for Trey Morgan. He's going to try to turn it into 2. Nope, slams on the brakes.
Stays on at first.
So 3 straight innings, a leadoff single off of Wes Burton.
Hitting top of the ninth. Nice little base hit.
Great job by Morgan. Again, just aggressive. He's probably getting a fastball. Burton, who really spotted up well in the last half inning, leaves that one right over the plate. And Morgan has just had a tremendous day. So far, a tremendous weekend.
Mike Bianco heads to the mound, likely to make a pitching change here. 44 pitches out of Wes Burton in relief.
So the pitching coach comes out. And let's see.
Obviously, there's still some baseball to be played, but if you're Mike Bianco, you have to be thrilled with what Wes Burton gave you tonight. Again, going into this weekend, it was basically Taylor Broadway.
The young man, you got to give credit where credit is.
LSU made Broadway pay, but Burton did his job tonight, which is a great sign for Ole Miss's bullpen. They're trying to get
Dylan Cruz coming up.
I thought he had a good night. Really competed well.
Tonight he's 2 for 4.
LSU offense is always looking to do damage.
Let's see who, once again.
Ole Miss will go to the left-hander out of the bullpen.
So it's going to be a left-hander
coming in.
The night
is done for Wes Burton.
Pitches.
2 innings of work, couple of hits, Rebels. No runs allowed, 3 strikeouts for Wes Burton. As Jackson Kimbrell will now come into the game for the Rebels. See the line for Wes Burton.
We'll have his numbers.
Tell you more about Jackson Kimbrell when we come back.
Okay, Jackson Kimbrell. We'll mute it. Once again, we'll give you Jackson Kimbrell's numbers. So I'm going to go ahead and give you those numbers as we go. And go ahead and give you the season numbers on Kimbrell. Okay, Kimbrell. He's got 4 wins and no losses. He's got 17 innings of work. Gave up 11 hits, 6 runs, 6 was earned. He did strike out 24 and walked 11. So he did. He's also got a batting average as 214. He has a 3.12 ERA. So 3.12 ERA for this young man. So he's got a pretty good record, 4-0. So that's Wes. So that's Kimbrell. So we'll drop this down.
To the season 4-0, the record 3.12 ERA, 24 strikeouts, 11 walks on the season. Doug Nikhazy, the starter, lasted 6 innings, 2 innings out of Wes Burton. He gave up 3 hits, did not allow a run, but the runner at first, Trey Morgan, belongs to Burton.
Huge spot for Kimbrel. The way Ole Miss has been swinging it, the way Lavis has been pitching it tonight, any extension onto this lead will feel enormous. So Kimbrel have to come in here and fill up the zone and try to work around you. The tough hitting Cruz coming to the plate, but Kimbrel's going to come at these LSU hitters with a fastball, a curveball, and a changeup as well. That fastball's going to sit in the upper 80s.
So that's a pretty good.
Try to get
pretty good strikeout to walk ratio for Kimbrel.
It's the only game still going in the SEC as Vanderbilt wins 6-2 over Mississippi State.
Thompson
complete
comes up
game
here
with 8 strikeouts tonight for Kumar Rocker.
Cruz will be intensely walked.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good. Now they're throwing tomorrow is not terrible.
Bulk.
Before Jackson Kimbrel throws a pitch, he is called for a balk, and Mike Bianco is looking for an explanation from the home plate umpire, Jeffrey Macias. It's a bit of a giveaway.
That was
kind of like a false start coming out of a timeout, right? Not sure exactly if he flinched or what exactly he did. You're going to see Mike Bianco walk Cruz here.
Yeah, so it's intentional walk. Cruz goes to first.
So an intentional walk to Dylan Cruz. So out of the bullpen, Jackson Kimbrel walks a batter and balks before actually throwing a pitch.
Not every day you see that, but it's what makes baseball so great.
Say, you got to. He did
Given tough day Thompson has had, I would be shocked anything other than a bunch
Thompson
of
comes up here in the top of the ninth,
which he was asked to do in the first inning. He was not able to get it down, but
so Kimbrel
set at the belt. Thompson shows bunt, bunts it perfectly. Third base line, fielded by Vic. Shot covering and missed the bag again. That has now happened twice tonight for Ole Miss.
So bases all loaded.
You work on bunt defense.
That's a good bunt right there. That was an excellent bunt.
Every single day.
That was an excellent bunt by Jordan Thompson.
You see Chatagnier, he's just waiting to make sure that Thompson squares around. I just think that he's too far away from the bag. I know you're trying to play double play death just in case he'd be swinging away, but you'd be better off taking 3 or 4 steps in, playing somewhat shallow on the infield just to make sure.
And now the infield will play in all the way around as LSU has the bases loaded with nobody out in the top of the 9th inning. Chatagnier tried to kind of drag his foot and catch the back of the bag, but he just missed it.
Bases all loaded.
Fly ball, left field, pretty well hit. Is that ball gone? Yeah. For Gavin Dugas. 11th home run of the season, his 8th in SEC play.
Grand slam, clear the bases
just blew it open in the top of the
Gavin
9th.
Dugas to score is 6-1 Tigers in the top of the 9th. On a grand slam by Gavin Dugas.
You're Ole Miss. I mean,
so
you can ask for a more
that was an excellent pitch.
Leadoff single, a balk, a walk, an error, and a grand slam. And that's about the trifecta.
Grand slam home run.
Lack of execution. Credit LSU. They've been chipping away. They've been threatening all night. Dugas finally got one up that he could crush to left field, and he does.
So LSU goes up 6-1.
So an LSU team
I'm glad to see 4 runs in the 9th.
And it struggles offensively throughout the season. Not so tonight, as the Tigers now lead it 6-1. Quick out there as Cade Doty grounds out.
Cade Doty grounds out.
And what was going to be difficult, because Ole Miss has had trouble scoring on Lavis period tonight, turns into not just a hill, but a mountain to climb.
Just hit the bomb.
Rain falling,
hit the bomb.
5-run deficit headed at the bottom of the 9th. Ole Miss fans headed for the
fly ball
exits.
To left field. That's going to be
Giacomo fouls it away for strike 1.
So it's strike 1.
Yeah, and what this does is not only feels like it puts the game somewhat out of reach, given the way Ole Miss is swung offensively, gives Lavis a chance to come back and complete the game, and you don't have to use another
top of the 9th.
If you're Maneri,
here's your pitch.
It would be huge.
That's going to be in the dirt. Ball 1.
So 1 out in the 9th, base is empty, and Giacomo swings through it for strike 2. Leadoff single for Trey Morgan. A balk got him to second base before Kimbrell threw a pitch. An intentional walk to Dylan Cruz. An error on a sacrifice bunt for Jordan Thompson. And then a grand slam for Gavin Dugas. And LSU leads 6-1 in the top of the ninth inning with one out.
Here's your pitch. It's going to be
a swing and a miss, and that's going to be a strikeout, but a wild pitch will allow DiGiacomo to get down to first base.
So, strikeout.
That pretty much sums it up.
I think it's a wild pitch strikeout
in this inning.
It is.
Kimbrell makes a couple good pitches there, and the ball gets away. LSU now is another runner on base here.
The runner at first, and now one out. Zach Warner comes up here in the top of the ninth.
Disastrous ninth inning. Big jump and a throw down to second. Not in time.
Safe.
Stolen base for DiGiacomo. That is his second of the game. He's now 5 out of 5 on the year.
Second stolen base tonight with Giovanni DiGiacomo. That's going to be in there. Ball 1. 1-0 is your count. Pitch. It's going to be
to the left. That one will fall in front of Graham. DiGiacomo stops at third.
So first and third for the Tigers, and one out.
Yeah, a good job there by Arnold. I mean, 2-0 fastball. He got a good himself in a good count.
Oh, yeah,
Kimbrell made a pretty good pitch on the inside part of the plate. He's able to
get off
the thumbs out in the left field. Bianco coming up here now.
Getting
really just put an
7-1
exclamation point on the night for LSU.
Bianco comes up.
Start to see more of the rain coming in.
Swing and a miss.
Swing and a miss for strike one.
Ditch. Base hit.
Ball.
So that's going to bring the run home.
Throw to first, and not in time.
Safe. The run will come home. 7-1
Run comes home to score.
So 5 runs in the inning
Drew
for the
Bianco
Tigers.
with an infield single, picks up an RBI, his 7th of the season.
Milazzo comes up, 1 for 4 for him.
So Mike Bianco coming out. He's going to make another pitching change here.
He's making pitching changes. Mike
Bianco started bad and got worse.
I mean,
so Kimbrell comes in.
Kimbrell,
intentional walk.
Sure, he has
bunt,
24
grand
strikeouts,
slam,
but he gave
ground
up
out,
some hits.
strikeout, wild pitch, single, RBI single.
He's been giving up a lot of. So he gave up.
Has been dealing with.
He gave up 3 earned runs tonight.
Came in and gave you 2.
He had 1 strikeout, 1 walk, but he gave up 3 earned runs tonight.
The wheels have completely fallen off here. Tigers 7-1.
Braden Forsythe coming in. We'll tell you about him when we come back.
Forsythe comes in. Let's give you his numbers. I'll go ahead and pull those numbers up for you while we wait for the game to return. Okay, hey, let's give you his numbers. Okay, Forsythe. So I'm going to pull those numbers, see the numbers on him. Okay, Forsythe, 0-1 record. He has 9 innings pitched. He gave up 4 hits, 5 runs, 5 of them was earned. He walked 7, struck out 10. So he's kind of has low struggles. He has a 5.00 ERA. So that he gave up 1 home run. So that's Forsythe. So we're giving you his numbers now while we wait. While the ESPN broadcast and is in a commercial break, so we're giving you his numbers. So so your score is 7-1. I like this at bats for the Tigers. I'm glad to see the at bats getting better. I mean, look, the first couple of innings was just absolutely just garbage at bats. But truth of the matter is, Tigers that are here in the top of the ninth are just absolutely just getting their runs across 7-1. So we'll get back to game coverage. Let me put this back
heavier. Braden Forsythe comes into the game as LSU will send its ninth hitter of the inning to the plate. LSU with 5 runs scored here in the top of the ninth inning. Braden Forsythe making his 10th appearance of the year, 0-1 with a 5 ERA.
Yeah, job's pretty simple. If you're Forsythe, it's already a 6-run ball game. You got to come in and throw strikes and make pitches. And bottom line for this Ole Miss bullpen, they got to make pitches. And Burton did his job.
Like I said, for the Tigers, we have to continue to get the runs.
The former closer for Ole Miss. So it's he and Broadway.
We have 5 in the inning. I'm glad to see it happening.
Seeing flashes of the stuff that can run it up in the mid-90s. He's got a breaking ball and a changeup as well.
7-1.
Again, in this spot right now, you just got to get out of the inning and hope for a miracle in the bottom of the ninth.
It's been about control for Forsythe. You see,
that's why I say you got to get to the bullpen early and often.
When he's on, it's
they're going to be using
really
good. They're definitely going to be using pitches.
He just has not been able to find the consistency that they saw last year.
Before it's
again, every time you get a shot to step on the mound, it's an opportunity, and he's got an opportunity here. He's got to get his team back in the ball and back in the dugout.
Forecasters don't always get it right. They nailed this one. Had the rain coming in about 9:30, and here we are. There was a light sprinkle back in the first or second inning.
And that is going to be in there for a
check swing as Milazzo held up. Ninth man of the inning to come to bat for LSU, and it has been exactly what the Tigers wanted. Insurance, talked about that at the top of the frame. Trey Morgan reached. In fact, the first 4 reached until Dugas cleared the bases.
Insurance runs, his pitch.
And the last 3 have reached. After the ground out by Cade Doty. 2 balls and no strikes to Alex Milazzo, the catcher for LSU, 1 for 4. Had a single back in the 5th. Fouls it away. Now it goes to 2-1 now to Milazzo.
1 to Alex Milazzo. Pitch in there for
Forsythe finding himself down a 3-run count.
Great 1 is your count on Alex Milazzo.
Milazzo here, you get a free swing basically because you can just about bet the farm that a fastball is coming here from Forsythe.
The 3-1. It was a fastball, and he hit it hard into the air to center field, but McCants is able to move over to his right and make the catch for the second out of the inning.
Morgan comes up for the Tigers.
A big top of the ninth for LSU.
3 for 4.
5 runs across, highlighted by a grand slam from Gavin Dugas. It was his 11th home run of the year.
So nice night for him. He went 3 for 4 tonight.
SEC play. Dugas has not hit for a high average, but he's now got 8 home runs and 19 runs batted in league games. And here's Trey Morgan to the plate for the 6th time tonight.
That's going to be in there for
he walked in his first at bat, singled in the 3rd, struck out in the 5th.
1-0 is your count.
Had an RBI single in the 6th. And singled and scored earlier in the 9th on the grand slam by Dugas.
Pitch.
First and second with 2 down for LSU.
That's going to be in there for ball 2-0.
Well, what was a big crowd tonight is non-existent at this point. 2-0 to Trey Morgan. Hits it on the ground, backhanded by Chatinier. What a nice play by the Rebels second baseman. Kind of flips it over his shoulder on the run to Gonzalez.
Okay, but LSU explodes here at the top of the ninth, 5-run in the inning. So they did. Let's give you those. The play they did leave 2 men on base, so 5 runs, 4 hits, 1 error, 2 men left on base. So that's 2 men left, 2 men on base. So your score is 7-1 LSU here in the bottom of the ninth. So LSU can close it out with AJ Laborers staying in the ball game, so he can close it out. So I'll be honest with you, I'm glad to see LSU, like I said, getting those insurance runs here in the top of the ninth, because look, I'll be honest with you, look, those the one run leads, I would be honest with you, would not be something that I would want to dwell on as we go. So 7-1 is your score here in the bottom of the ninth. While they left, base hit by Bench to center field. So to start off the top of the ninth inning, so they have
two, including 5 in the top of the ninth inning to blow this game open. What was a 1-run deficit for Ole Miss is now a 6-run deficit as Justin Bench leads things off in the bottom of the ninth. And what a tale of 2 stories for what the opposing teams were looking for in the ninth inning. Ole Miss was trying to just keep the game where it was and give itself a chance as Bench lines that ball into center field for a leadoff single. And LSU was thinking, if we could just get a run or 2 in terms of insurance to make it more difficult. Well, they did more than just get a run or 2.
Yeah, and Ole Miss certainly helped them out along the way. You know, I think if you're Ole Miss right here, you're down 6. Got the leadoff guy on, first step of a comeback, right? But I think the first thing you got to do is if you're Ole Miss, find a way to get Labus out of the game. If nothing else, a sense of pride. You know, don't let the guy finish the game in a complete game situation. So try to get Labus out of the game and see what happens when they start bringing relievers.
So Leatherwood comes up. Here's a pitch.
Hayden Leatherwood
is in there for
looking for his first hit of the night. Pop out a couple of strikeouts for the Rebel DH.
He's going over 100 tonight.
They've been playing right field. Collision out in center field, a little banged up last night. Not playing defensively. He rips one through the right side of the infield. Bench will stop at second base, station-to-station baseball.
Runners at first,
back-to-back base hits for Ole Miss.
Ole Miss Rebels
to start the ninth inning.
That's exactly what you want to
do.
In
the
Ole Miss, right? Labus had 110 pitches before that last one. Had a couple base hits. So head coach Marineri's going to have to. Sure, he's going to want to see his guy finish this game out, but at some point you're going to have to think about going to the pin. You see Kemp Alderman step into the plate, young freshman for Ole Miss.
Alderman made his first career appearance on Tuesday night, went 1 for 4, got a single in his last at bat. And he goes after the first pitch and fouls it away. And this is a guy that is fastball hunting. He puts on a show in batting practice.
Pitch running for Leavenwood, so the 4 pitch running for Leavenwood.
You know, looks the part for a corner hitting outfielder or infielder, but also could be the team's tight end as well.
Trey LaFleur will pinch run for Ole Miss in place of Hayden Leatherwood over at first base.
So LaFleur first.
Foul away again. So Kemp Alderman quickly behind in the count. No balls and 2 strikes.
Kemp Alderman for the Rebels.
Now, not much out there in the way of a scouting report on Kemp Alderman, but I can assure you LSU saw the at-bats from Tuesday night. Would not anticipate Alderman seeing a fastball here.
Pitch.
You know, he had for his debut, which is always nerve-wracking experience for any freshman. But 3 strikeouts to start the game, and then he took an off-speed pitch the other way. That was a good sign if you're Ole coaching staff, but you're right. Probably going to – Labus, you're going to make the freshman beat you on that off-speed pitch.
Ground ball, chance for 2. Flip to second for 1. The throw to first, not in time. Alderman got down the line well there.
So first and third.
Justin Bench goes to third. LaFleur is out on the force, and Alderman reaches on a fielder's choice.
So fielder's choice for Alderman.
Big man can move.
He can. He was getting down the line quick. Pretty good slide there by McCants as well. I'm sorry, LaFleur.
I'll be honest with you. We got it. Like I said, labor is
disrupt that.
It's going to have to get. They're going to have to get somebody in there.
Rain coming down and giving the score. The first order of business is to be sure you get that out at second base. Here is TJ McCants. Ole Miss trailing 7-1. The bottom of the ninth inning down to just 2 outs remaining.
So the pitch is in there
and the first pitch is called a strike to McCants.
So that's McCants. 2 for 3 tonight. Single. So he had 2 singles tonight. Pitch.
McCants 2 for 3, and he fouls that one off.
Fouls that one off.
With the way Morgan's played over the first base, I fully expected him to come up firing to second base there. Trying to turn double play in some miraculous fashion. He's displayed an outstanding first base over there.
For what it's worth, the wind is blowing out to left field.
So, pitch, fouled off. It's still 0-2.
Pitch 0-2.
In the dirt.
Ball and 2 strikes.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes.
It's the off speed there, and Kansas picked up on that changeup in the last few at bats. Able to drive 2 balls into the right field area. We'll see if Apes goes back to it or maybe fastball.
Swing and a miss.
Swing and a miss for strike 3. McCants.
So he gets the second out.
Strikes out for the first time.
At least he gets the strikeout there.
2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning. And a pinch hitter for Ole Miss.
A good
That's
fastball
going
there.
to be Chris Harris coming up. That's going to be Harris.
Picked up that changeup I was saying the last couple times. Goes back to the fastball. Perfect location.
The Rebels.
A whole lot McCants can do with that one. Again, still a lot of late life on that fastball.
Calvin Harris will get an opportunity in the 9th hole.
So Calvin Harris is
John Rice only got the start in this spot. Was 0 for 2 with the ground out and a strikeout. Hit Van Cleve and a fly ball to right field in the 7th inning.
So Calvin Harris ball 1.
McCants in scoring position at second base.
Calvin Harris.
Now Calvin Harris gets his turn.
And the pitch.
Had 1 hit last night. It takes a strike on the inside corner there. The count evens at 1-1.
1-1.
A.J. Labus, 121 pitches, trying to finish off a complete game and give LSU a series win here in Oxford. Ground ball right side. That one slips out into right field.
So the run,
Justin Bench comes home to score. It's an RBI single for Calvin Harris. Ole Miss is not quite dead yet.
Nope. So they got runners up.
Good job by Harris. Took a fastball down and waved it.
Calvin Harris gets a single.
On the right side of the infield. Now Ole Miss will flip the lineup over.
So base hit.
Rebels have had some big innings this season. Get back to the game against Arkansas.
Gonzalez comes up.
3rd game of the series against Auburn. 1st game of the series against Alabama, and it's going to take that kind of an inning, a big crooked number to give themselves a chance, and it's all going to happen with 2 outs. Meanwhile, LSU trying to win its first series in Oxford since 2014. They're 1 out away from doing that.
If you're Gonzalez and Chatinier, Gonzalez said, well, Rich, your goal is just to get Kevin Graham up with a chance to tie it, maybe.
Pop fly
probably not going to happen. Fly ball to center field, and Giacomo looking into the rain, squeezes it, and LSU gets a series win on the road. And these two teams.
So once again, LSU wins 7-2 is your final. LSU gets the series win. So they get a series win. This first time since 2014. Final score, we'll give you the final wrap-up. Okay, your winning pitcher was A.J. Layris. Good night for him. He had 9 innings of work. He gave up 10 hits, 2 runs, 2 was earned. He did strike out 6 batters and walked 1. So excellent night, 126 on his pitch count. He had give up 1 home run tonight in the game. Your losing pitcher was Doug Michaelis. He did have 11 strikeouts tonight, so 11 strikeouts for him in tonight's ball game. So let's that's the recap. So once again, let's go ahead and go through the box scores before we end the game. So box scores: Morgan went 3 for 5 tonight. Cruz 2 for 4. Thompson 0 for 4. Dugas 0 for 4. Dugas. Thompson 0 for 4. Thompson. I don't want to miss one of them. Thompson 0 for 4. Dugas 2 for 5. Doherty 2 for 5. Giacomo 1 for 3. Zach Arnold 1 for 4. And Bianco 1 for 4. And Milazzo 1 for 5 tonight. So LSU wins tonight. Final score 7-2. So that is let's give you the scoring. Okay, the scoring recap tonight. LSU did score their runs that was in the top of the 6. That was on a DiGiacomo fielder's choice sack bunt. Morgan single that was in the top of the 6. And then in the top of the 9th, Gavin Dugas hit a grand slam home run, put the Tigers up 7-1, and then Bianco did score, so there was Giacomo scored, so it was 6-1, but it was 7-1 on the single by Bianco. So that's once again Harris did score the only run for the Ole Miss Rebels. That was a single to right field in the game tonight. So your Lions score for LSU tonight, 7 runs, 13 hits, no errors, 12 men left on base. Ole Miss 2, 10, and 2. They left 8 men on base tonight. So that's in tonight's game. So final score, LSU wins 7-2. Once again, thanks for joining us here for tonight's broadcast here on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. We appreciate you coming in. So we'll be back on tomorrow night for the New Orleans Pelicans. Tomorrow night we will be having their coverage as well. So have a good evening, everyone. Please stay careful. Out the rain, folks. It's going to rain maybe later on tonight. So once again, we don't want you to get caught out in that situation if you're in that in the warning area. So once again, please heed the warning. So everybody, we'll be back tomorrow for Sports Talk here around 11 o'clock. So everyone have a good rest of your evening.